Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode 221 of the Terminus podcast. Boy, this one has been a long time coming. It's for the weeks of December 16th, 2023, but I'll admit we've been trying to do it since 2 weeks ago. Loco Dome and the holiday rush has gotten in the way of everything, but we do have some changes in the lineup, as it were. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have TJ Sakosio and Tyler L. You two are, of course, regulars on the podcast. Um, John Van Aken is a name that you will not recognize, but you will probably recognize them by voice.
I will.
Bender has been on the podcast a few times before, but since then, he has been the first new horseman in, I think, 3 years. So, welcome. And we already had our little celebration. That was a couple of weeks ago. But also, Northern Isle, this is your first time being on the podcast.
Yes.
And this is...
My
Sorry, go ahead.
yes, very first time. Happy to be here.
I'm glad. So, we have a special episode today. Aside from the fact that it's been a long time coming, and we've got all sorts of news bottled up. Hopefully lots of good discussions. Before we get to that, and after we do our local service, we will have the annual Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. This is the the last episode before December 21st, the date of the posting of the original Zombie Train. This year it will be 11 years. And I still get comments on that video of people saying, like, oh, this is a holiday tradition for me, etc., etc. It makes me so happy that made such an impact, and that it still does. But of course, before we get to all that, and before I explain what's going on with that, for those that aren't familiar, the train will terminate at this station. Okay. Does anyone who wants to introduce the fact that we're watching 1225 and Simon and Mason?
Oh,
I think you just did it.
Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, I usually don't get to
Make-
do that. I usually cut out the part where I ask. But yeah, I mean, you've actually got a nice handy banner at the top of the screen from the SRI on their live stream here.
Thank you, Steel Highway.
Like,
Yeah.
subscribe, and share Steel Highway. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even live. Let me click that to move up the couple of seconds to live. So yeah, we're watching 1225. Like I said, Mason is here somewhere, I think, and Simon the Lost Horseman is also here somewhere, I think. As an aside, once 1225 leaves, because I don't think there'll be much action once it takes off, we also have the Steamtown Cam, which is less of a video and more of a very fast slideshow. But they're also doing stuff with their Steam engine today. So, it's the holiday time. We've got Polar Express and North Pole Express trains out in force. I watched Polar Express yesterday as an annual sort of thing. I hope everyone else is getting their annual Polar Express watchings in. And remember, the bell rings for all who truly believe. Now, you may have heard the sound of ringing in the distance before Christmas time, and it may have been the sound of BNSF, Canadian National, CSX, Norfolk Southern, or Union Pacific crashing into something, because we have incidents from all of those over the past month. The only one that comes out unscathed is CPKC, which doesn't really surprise me. What surprises me is it took this long for CPKC to get the mantle back. So let's go through these, because we've got plenty, and then of course we'll vote on what the best one is, or worst one, depending on how you feel about it. The first one was, I am not actually sure how this happened, but BNSF derailed a bunch of tank cars. Oh, it looks like they just popped cars in the middle of a train. So, that's great. A minor amount of fuel spilled from the locomotive, but otherwise, nothing crazy. It did, of course, screw up the the Cascades for a day or two. And yeah, there was they referred to it as a train collision and derailment. I think the derailment happened before the collision, but you'd need to look at the NTSB report for that. That was November 19th. The following day. Oh wait, no, sorry. We have one from much earlier. We had one that was from back in October, October 23rd. A train crashed into a truck. A CSX train crashed into a stolen truck left abandoned on the tracks somewhere in Texas. Somewhere in Florida. My bad. That's about it. It doesn't seem to have phased the train at all. That's how those things tend to go. November 20th, a truck driver was killed, sadly, involving, or I think outside of, it doesn't say where this was. It says on the south side, so I'm assuming Chicago, because I can't not think of Leroy Brown. But the south side of something, there was an incident in an intermodal yard that resulted in a truck driver being killed. That was... Who was that? That was NS. That was their only incident of the period. The BNSF incident is also the only incident of the period. But CSX has plenty more. In fact, they had to evacuate 2 towns due to a train derailing, carrying hazardous chemicals, spilling sulfur dioxide. Yeah. This is probably the most... This one, thankfully did not turn into another East Palestine, but it was a chemical-based incident. Union Pacific had a wreck the same day where they hit an 18-wheeler. Union Pacific also hit another 18-wheeler just today, actually, carrying transformers, it looks like. It made a big boom. Made a loud bang. Jumping back into November, Canadian National had an incident where they collided 2 trains in Montreal. Or they collided into a commuter train, it would seem. Yes, CN train and XO passenger train. Few people were injured. No one was seriously injured. It was a minor fender bender of the train variety. Going into December, we have our 3rd CSX incident, which was a derailment in South Philly. Not particularly exciting, just some boxcars all over the place. I love it when wheel sets are no longer anywhere near the cars they belong to.
Yeah, you always tend to forget that they can just come out from underneath. Like the only thing holding them in place is gravity.
They had CSX also had a derailment with a derailment due to a tornado with the Canadian Pacific 6644 on the head end, which is the D-Day locomotive. People were worried about the Heritage unit, but the locomotives were unscathed. It just blew over some of the rail cars. And I just want to take a second to talk about how slick of a paint scheme that is. It was a CSX train with CP power entirely. Both units were CP. If it didn't say it was CSX in the headline, I would have marked it down wrong. I think that's all for the mantle of responsibility. Not that there was any shortage. But while I set up the cargoes to put these into, please feel free to talk amongst yourselves and decide what the best/worst incident was. I don't know if the one with the chemical spill and the town's evacuated will just take it, but...
I think it kind of has to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty notable.
But it was only one
train.
Do
not try to recreate Fallout.
I don't know. I might be the dissenting vote. Is everyone else voting for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be the 10th dentist here. I'll vote for the Transformers that got nailed by the UP train this morning.
Actually, you know what?
That one was tempting, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That one was hard to watch.
The comment that I made on that was, boy, that looked expensive.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
I saw a so are we giving it to the are we giving it to the chemical spill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put that one in bold. Also, of course, I have to say, as I did already, the mantle is now in the hands of CPKC. If you hear about any wrecks that CPKC has caused, please post them in the Terminus News channel on our Discord. Um, Current holder. Let me mark that down. And yeah, so that was, like I said, that was everyone. That was every other class 1 had an incident. And I will mark the appropriate one as bold, which is this one, right? Yep, evacuation order issued. Yeah, it's not every day that you see a wreck like that, and it is just... Actually, no, it makes me think of... Somebody posted on Reddit, like, a mildly infuriating post of they got a absolutely destroyed box from the Postal Service that had, like, a, ooh, we're sorry that your mail is ruined thing. And I just can't help but think about, like, how did that happen? Maybe something like this, If a container full of mail or, a truck full of mail gets obliterated by a freight train, uh, oops.
Oops. We're sorry.
Yeah. What else?
Wasn't our fault.
What can you do at that point, other than just sending along a tag like, "Hey, sorry, sorry your mail's wrecked." Um. Okay. I feel like I've been sitting on the spotlight for, the last 10 minutes. I'd like somebody else to take the lead here when it comes to the local service, and I will pick up from there. Who has something interesting?
I mean, I've got something. It's not exactly train related, but I think it's notable, and I think it's kind of something a little fun for the season. In Boston this weekend, I think yesterday, we celebrated the. Not we. I wasn't there.
We the people.
The city. Yeah, yeah. Celebrated the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I put a video in my local service spot of the reenactment, and it looks like they were having fun.
I can't
That's a
imagine it
lot of
wouldn't
tea.
be fun.
Yeah, they looked souped up. They looked like they were genuinely excited to do that, which was cool. Yeah, that would have been neat to see. I didn't even know it was happening until it was basically already happening. So, yeah, that's. Other than that, I've just been doing a lot of commuting. On the T. I sent a bunch of pictures of my recent exploits.
You see the Wreath engine? Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the Wreath engine is there. I did not ride on that train. That was in Worcester Layover Yard. I saw a Conrail auto rack. That was kind of neat with the Conrail quality logo. Um, a couple of sorted pictures of some MBTA stuff.
Well, you said you saw a move
Um,
over the Grand Junction, right?
Yeah, sort of. I saw a little bit of it. I didn't catch much of the move itself. It was actually a work train.
Hmm.
So they were just like sitting on part of the Grand Junction, and it was a whatever the passenger GEVO is called.
Oh yeah, the hypothermic B.
The hypothermic B, and then they had a MBTA caboose behind that, and then a bunch of flat cars with like work materials on it. And they were just like blocking a crossing for like 20 minutes, just just doing shit. But yeah, that was cool to see. You don't really see. I was there was another guy eating his breakfast sandwich, watching from afar. And I walked by him, and I was like, "Oh, I've never seen a train over here before." And he goes, "Yeah, me either. I've been working here 5 years."
Oh wow.
I was like, "Oh, wow, okay." Yeah, and so he was just chilling there. Happy. He had a smile on his face, eating his breakfast sandwich. So shout out to that guy.
Yeah, people like trains.
People like trains, exactly.
Yeah.
This was just like a normal dude, and he's just like standing there, like, "Wow, this is neat." Other than that, I don't remember if I've talked about this before. Stop me, but I got the DCCEX system working. Did I talk about that before on the podcast?
I don't think you have.
If it happened in the last month, no.
I don't remember
I
if
haven't
it.
even seen you post about it in here, so.
Okay, well, so I years and years ago, like while I was like a freshman or sophomore in college during the pandemic, I tried to uh, use an Arduino board to make a like super cheap DIY DCC base station. And at the time, the program was called DCC plus plus, and it was just like kind of like a sort of open source project by a couple of dudes. Um, and it didn't work. It like I'm sure it worked for other people. I followed tutorials of people who got it to work and stuff, but for me, it never worked. Um, and then I moved out of my parents' house. The material sat in a box, and then like a month ago, um, I was like, hey, I have this stuff. I should like mess around with it. So I took it out of the box. I tried to see if there were like any updates for the DCC plus plus, and I was like, damn, like the internet is like, there's like been no recent work on this project. Like, what the hell happened? And I found out that the people who originally did DCC plus plus stopped developing it, but they kind of like handed the reins over to these other people, and these other people made something called DCCEX, which is like an evolved version of DCC plus plus. And so I installed that on the Arduino board. I followed their like wiring diagrams and stuff, which is literally just like plugging in things, no soldering or anything. Uh, and voila, it worked. It was literally like you download their installer, it handles everything for you, and then you open JMRI and you can control trains from your computer.
Cool.
Yeah,
You can also
and
control it for your phone, right?
well, yeah, you can set up a server. So DCCEX is cool because they have their own throttle, like Wi-Fi throttle server that you can set up. So like you can run, you have to install a Wi-Fi board on the Arduino, but you can basically have like a Y throttle hub, like
Gee.
through this DCCEX thing. And the other cool thing is that you can like power signals with it. You can power switches with it. Like you could run an entire layout, like a large layout with like a $60 worth of Arduino parts and this software.
Cool.
That's really neat.
And
It's-
really cheap.
It's really neat and
Yeah.
really cheap. Exactly. Yeah. So like I have my ON30042 that has been sitting on a shelf for a long time, and it's been knocked off a shelf a couple times by a cat. And I was trying to get that to work,
Thanks, Elliot.
and it's like stuck, basically.
Aw.
Like every time it tries to move, it shorts. But I got it going one direction, but not the other, sort of. So it was a cool proof of concept to see the DCCEX works. And I hope to do stuff with it in the future. I'm not exactly sure what, but yeah, that's what I've been up to recently.
Nice.
I have
Anyone else
I have
doing,
some
like,
additional
any-
pictures of the big metal thing getting hit.
Oh god.
Hold on. I'm just gonna post these in the
Oh,
Terminus.
other pictures.
I'm just gonna post these in the Terminus podcast channel.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's
Ooh.
not a transformer. It's got a lot of pipes.
Looks like a refrigeration
Yeah.
or pressure.
I'm gonna put this link in the cargoes for everyone as well,
Oh,
along
the
with
stacks.
the other. Yeah, and yeah, the stacks are all messed up.
Oh no. Oh
And
no.
it's a part of the link for that wreck now.
Mhm.
Oh, and I did want to seg from you really quick, TJ, so I could mention this before it gets totally buried. You said you saw a work train, and speaking of work trains, the former Pan Am wreck train
Oh yeah.
has been donated to the 470 Club, which isn't the Downey Scenic, if I remember right. There are two separate railroad
Yeah,
organizations with 470 as their sort of namesake.
one of the groups is based out of the Roundhouse in Conway, and I think the other one is, the 470 people.
Yeah, and the other one got a plow. So
That's useful.
they were
At
they
least they both
just
have
they just
470s, right?
offloaded a plow at the Downey Scenic Railroad.
A large plow. Wow.
Yes, yeah, like a full on like big old wedge plow.
Oh, wow.
I can throw a picture of that up for everyone right now. Yeah, and I get the feeling they might make some use out of it being up there in Maine where they are.
Well, one day we'll have 470 to push it.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool. I'd pay good money. Anyway, I actually, while I'm here, I'll steal a spot like that for just a second and cover my other jurisdiction, which is the T1 Trust now has marked the frame as on order. They are calling it 43% complete, and yeah, they have also 3 of the pairs of drivers done. 3 out of 4. They basically just posted a graphic because they were like, "Oh, we haven't posted much in a while. Let's just put this out as an update for here's where we are in November." And I will put this up for everyone to see. And I will, I don't have much to say about that other than yay, T1 Trust, duck for dinner. So, just wanted to update everyone on that. So, while things are going, well for them, I believe things are also going well for your Valley Metro. Isn't that right, Tyler? Didn't you get something new recently?
Yeah, we got some new shenanigans going on. The Northwest extension to what used to be a mall but is now becoming a mixed development.
Mm-hmm.
They finally did the test over the I-17 bridge, which was a big project. That's been going on for about a year or two now. I see updates on it every once in a while. They took 2 sets of lash ups over the bridge, started simulating operations essentially with a simulated weight, which is a lot of bottles of water.
Oh yeah, isn't it?
And I mean a lot.
It's like one of the jugs for a water cooler in every seat, right? Or,
They got it's all the 40 of them that you get from Costco.
It's just cases of water.
Oh really?
Yeah,
it's
look at the
cases
photos.
of water with pallets on top.
That's a little ratchet, but that's fantastic.
And then
Well,
they
the
gave
thing
it
is,
to. Go ahead, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's what there
they
was. In the
donated
picture.
them to
God.
food banks
Oh, okay.
after the testing,
Awesome.
which is really useful for out here because in the summer months, that's crucial. And we have issues with food banks running out of water every once in a while. So
I mean, you have issues with whole states running out of water, but
yeah. And then the other thing that they got up to was it's not the Polar Express.
Oh no.
It is the Mesa Santa Express.
Not regular Santa,
they-
Mesa Santa.
They doled up a bunch of units and did a little event. I sadly wasn't able to sneak off because it had finals
Man.
week, but
Wouldn't it be so cool if the MBTA did something like that?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, at least we've got the P&W, right? They still
Yeah,
do
well,
that.
the wreath would catch on fire and burn down the.
Oh no,
subway.
we've burned down the.
and also you have the valley right there.
Yeah,
We do have
unfortunately,
the
the
Valley
Valley
right
Railroad, despite running like half-hour headways every day for a month, the tickets sell out like in an instant. So,
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about the ones like in the cities, like I think Chicago did something similar, right? They had like a holiday lights train.
yeah, I
They
think
run
I
around
think
the loops
TBA
and
went
stuff.
to see it.
Yeah, like when it's on like a public transit system like that, it's so cool because you can just like go down into the subway station and be like, oh, there it goes, and then go about your day again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there it goes.
And then
Yeah.
Clear the smoke out
The
of
last thing.
Yeah, there's a short on
Yeah.
the third rail and it catches the wreath on
Oh.
fire. That's what happened if they did it on the red line.
The orange line starts burning.
It's there it goes,
At
and
least
it's
it was-
still going, and it's still going, and it's still going.
Yeah, they at least it would smell good.
It's on time. The Christmas miracle.
Yeah, they speed. Yeah, they make record time because they're trying to get back to the depot to put the fire out. Also, some guy just crawled under the steam locomotive.
It happens.
They're probably
You
checking
gotta
on
inspect
whatever
things.
that axle or whatever was.
Yeah, probably the axle that got hot.
Hmm.
Yep, they had a hot box due to a drone strike yesterday.
I'm just gonna put this in the
Okay,
chat.
maybe
This
they
is
weren't
relevant.
related, but I think they were. I think
We
it
need
was
to talk about that.
President, the second
Yeah.
drone.
There are no
uh,
coincidences.
Anyway, the only person left with links here, which I feel like I'm trying to prioritize, is Bender, and I would like you to talk about whatever it is you have to talk about.
Oh, sure. So, first of all, it's not recent. It was a few months ago. But I went out down to check out some stuff that I'd seen. It's old stuff. I posted these pictures in the server before, but I just went out check out the branch line, see how that was doing, and it's basically gone. At least this part, this
Oh.
little part. They were in the process of ripping it up. I could tell because only the switches were left, and those are probably the worst ones to remove.
Is that a
Um,
switch stand over on the left?
On the left? Yes, that is a switch stand.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, this is a switch right here, and you can tell because everything else is gone except for the switch. This is at the end of the Y, I do believe. This is the one where there is a soda can in a tree for
Okay.
some reason. That's ripped up. It's a little unfortunate. I'm waiting to see maybe later today if I'll go out there and I'll see if they tore up the rest of it. If it's just this part or the rest of it, I'm not sure. This is the STMA, the same road who was a few months ago was scrapping like every piece of equipment in the yard to make their facility look better
Oh.
because selling. On that note as well is an older abandonment, which is the Burlington Northern one. This isn't recent, but I thought it was cool because this was ripped up at some point. This track to this grain elevator, and they left the bridge there. It's very hard to see on the highway, but it is there.
What a cute little bridge.
It's very cute. On that note as well, I think it's worth talking about Saluda. I didn't think this would fit in with like the rest of it, but I thought it was important enough. Saluda, known as the, of course, steepest railroad grade in the world. Not true. There's this cool thing called the Madison Incline, which is run by the Pennsylvania. This is like I guess the tallest line that went somewhere important, and that was used regularly, which is Saluda. This is now being.
What about
I believe,
Matt Talapias?
it was I guess finally formally abandoned by NS, and is now being turned into a trail. If I'm reading this right.
Yeah, I can't wait for the people to come careening down on their bicycles. They need a bike runoff ramp.
Yeah.
Uh,
Look, Ma, no brakes.
we did talk about this a little bit when it was like when they first did the announcement about the rail trailing. I think we had it in a discussion topic. So I don't want to linger on it for too long, but it is, it's a shame to see it go, but being realistic, I don't think it would have ever seen another train anyway.
There is one thing to think about, and at least we have video footage of 611 charging up this thing.
Yeah, I mean, we have
Like-
plenty of footage and things.
It's an excellent grade. It's sad to see it go, but it served no purpose anymore. NS has better routes. They don't need to go up and down Saluda,
Yeah.
Excellent, quote unquote.
quote unquote. Yeah. Another thing is, also back in I believe in October and or November, I traveled to Michigan again, which is fun. Only to go to my great grandmother's funeral, which is unfortunate.
Mm.
But you gotta take the nice things out of life, and it was nice seeing people, talking to people I haven't seen in a really long time. I don't know. Also there is this guy, H. Roger Grant, and I knew nothing about him for a long time, but this guy, as you can see if you look at the link, is he writes books, and I've thought about picking up some of his books, and I have, One of them he wrote is the one on the Erie Lackawanna and its financial history. And I would know nothing if it weren't for him and his book.
Hmm.
And I'm eager to pick up more of his books. I'm sorry to see that he passed,
Yeah.
because if he delved far enough into the Erie Lackawanna, I'm not sure what he could pull out of the rock. Nothing good. Um, Another
We had a
thing,
couple of unfortunate passings since the last episode. Um, the other one is buried in here somewhere. Oh, Greg Scholl passed
Greg,
away.
that's right. Greg Scholl, he
Yep.
was a independent video producer.
Yeah, so I'll post the links for, of course, H. Roger Grant and Greg Scholl in the cargoes for those who want to read about them.
I do recommend his books. Very, very, especially the book on the Erie Lackawanna. Fantastic.
I might have to read that one before I go write the Potlatcher.
It puts a lot of things into perspective.
Hmm.
Another thing is, I've watched these videos as well. The Mount Rainier, which of course resumed operations this month or a few months ago, mainly with rail bikes and then with Pulson 70, have been trying to fix a problem they call clank bang, which
What?
is I believe the rod bearing pushing something being out of round, so it just kind of clanks and bangs,
Okay.
which sounds terrible. But they fixed it. They have a lot more issues to fix with their engines, Pulson 70, and they're basically running a rundown Milwaukee branch with crappy equipment
The very on
and no
brand.
pen power. Yeah,
Yeah, very accurate simulation of the Milwaukee Road then.
this is.
Yes.
I need to go here at some point. I do want to go. It seems
I
very
need to get
nice.
back. It's been a while.
I mean,
It
Mount
seems like
Rainier,
nice
so
people.
Washington State.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's by Seattle though, so it's
I've never
But this is
been to Washington State. I would like to go.
for as long as like this branch was a thing. It's surprising that Milwaukee never abandoned it until like they left the West,
Hmm.
because they kept on, which is I don't know what they were pulling out of there, but it must have been something.
Lumber.
Lumber.
Yeah, wood.
Well,
But it
not
would-
anymore.
Um,
And yeah,
all
that's
right,
pretty
yeah,
much it.
I'll put those. I'll put those in here. I was wondering if someone was ever going to take the Mount Rainier things as things to talk about. I never felt like they were enough for discussion topics, but I was still just like putting them in. They were things that got put in Terminus news. And I'll just say I got permission to do switching at the PN open house. That's pretty much the only rail fanning adjacent thing that I've done lately. We had our open house, and it went really well. We had plenty of people, and I'll just turn it over to Northern here so that he gets a chance to speak before we round up this section. I already know this is going to be a very long podcast, so I'm not super worried about time, but I would like to keep things from getting totally out of control, especially considering what we have to do next. So, Northern, I noticed you wrote Challengers are the ultimate dual service steam locomotive. Was there anything
Correct.
in particular you wanted to share?
Not really. I just couldn't think of much, so that's what I put down.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were going to debut some drawings or something.
Oh, actually, I could
I
bring...
have a question.
Yeah?
Western Maryland Challenger, yes or no?
Oh, that is a complicated one.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
I do like the front end.
I like them.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
I had entirely forgot about my drawings, which feels weird for me to say.
Can't do
Yeah, I
that.
know you were pretty prolific when it comes to your world building and your drawings.
Is it okay for me to throw one into the chat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just
Challenger superiority.
challenges are the
Me
ultimate.
and L105.
Yeah,
Oh baby.
give me a challenger and I will move something.
Maybe your house.
Probably
Possibly.
a few houses.
Yeah, you have
Free.
you have a thread in our Discord where you just put this stuff. Also, that's an interesting centipede tender. I don't think I've seen one with a 3-axle forward bogey before.
Actually, maybe the EP one.
Maybe the PTs, but I don't think so.
I think actually, yeah, maybe the New York Central ones. Was it PT6?
No, I think those were all 2 axles.
Anyway, I thought they were all
You're
I
right,
thought they
though.
were all two axles. I didn't want to start a whole thing about it, but I wanted to make sure that you got the floor.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, it's time for
Locomotive
thank
versus.
you. And as I mentioned, this week is our annual Zombie Train Locomotive Versus, which is a Zombie Train Loco Royale. We all have picked surviving and currently operating standard gauge steam locomotives in North America, or in the US and Canada. Uh, actually, I think these are all US examples, but the option was open. Um, and it is sort of the posited question of if the apocalypse were to begin today, if the world were to end today, what locomotive that is currently running would you pick to put on the front end of your zombie train? Uh, let's all grab photos, if you may.
Sure.
And just drop them in the chat so I can put them up for everyone, and we will go through. We'll go through what everyone has picked. Now, everyone knows mine, or at least the people that were paying attention know mine from when I had done the call for this podcast, and I don't think I picked a particularly meta choice. I picked one that I thought would be fun. Um, I picked Skookum because oh shoot, did I just break the recording volume? Uh-oh. Was it supposed to be up at max?
Uh-oh.
No. Points. It was. Hold on. Can I? I don't want to hit Control Z because it might break the recording. It was at. I clicked and it landed on 0.61. Do I still sound normal to everyone?
Yeah,
You sound fine to me.
Okay. Do I sound louder if I do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it probably was back at 0.61, which makes sense. Or
Oh,
0.6
1225 is moving.
or 0.69. I'm gonna leave it on 0.69.
Oh, is it?
Nice.
Or maybe
Where
on
is it?
point
There it is. It's mango gobbling. It's mango gobbling. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was on. I just Great. Now everything's screwed up because I've screwed my thing up. Well,
That's
such is life.
okay.
Okay.
I like this image. I'm gonna use this one.
Skookum. So that's me. Let's go through everybody else. Bender, you have brought
2102.
Reading Blue Mountain and Northern 2102. Probably a solid pick. Definitely one of the ones that is a more recent addition to the things that you can bring. Every year, I like this because every year we have a different slate of locomotives you can choose from. Some things come
Well-
into service, some things go out. Like you couldn't take the big Pacific anymore, the ANSV engine. TJ, what are you bringing? May I have your photo, please?
I'm working on it. I was trying to find one that I took, but I can't find any.
Damn.
Oh my
hell?
god. No, TJ.
All right, well, we'll come back to you then. Tyler, what have you brought?
I've brought a very funny thing.
Huh.
It's a great thing. It's definitely not been brought before
You
by
might say
my
it's
good
a-
friend Hercules.
You might say it's a grand thing.
Yeah, it's a very grand thing. It also wears my state's flag, so I have pride in the teacher.
Yeah, so Grand Canyon 4960
You
Which-
do not get F40 points.
is up against Skookum and a Northern, which is going to be fun. And speaking of Northern, what have you brought for us, my friend?
I brought good old nickel plate 765.
This is actually, along with 4960, this is a former winner of Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. So this is, I definitely am going to be on the small end here. We've got a Northern, a Burke, and a Mikado, and a big Mikado at that.
And a small Mikado.
Yeah, and I'm waiting on the small Mikado.
I I like 4960 as it looks in its Grand Canyon look. When it was on the queue, it didn't really jive with me.
I think there's way too much headroom in this photo. Let me just do
All
this.
right, whatever. I guess I don't have a Single
and
good
the
picture of 325
yeah, the
on my phone.
2102 photo has a lot of headroom, but it's a nice side shot of the image.
No, the
Yeah.
Skookum photo has a ton of headroom.
Oh.
Hold on, I didn't
Oh, your
post.
skook photo.
I didn't post mine. Hold on, let me. There's the Skookum photo.
Oh, that one.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's a really pretty picture, and also
It's the
they
front
were
of the
green.
trading card, right?
But
They were green.
Cylinders are tiny.
Oh baby.
oh,
Yeah.
it's a sad. It's
Skookum.
Northern. I'm
They
not
really-
sure if
yeah.
you've watched any of the Locodome episodes with Skookum, but boy,
I have.
it's
Sorry, can I pick the potlatcher?
we'll say I didn't. I'm not playing to win. Well, I'm gonna play to win, but I didn't pick to win.
There we go.
That potlatcher, beautiful. This thing is bigger than I thought it was for some reason. That's a
It's
good
tiny.
picture.
It's really
On
short.
my computer, I had one.
All right. There's
On your
3025. That's your pick. That's an SY. Do you have the stat sheet calculator open?
I did. I think I still did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
As long as you have the one with all the stats. Everybody else, I think,
Uh,
has a functional stat page on Steam Locomotive.
I'm using
yeah.
the trading card online because I don't have it in person, but also it has more up to date stats and also has overall length, which is important.
It does. Oh, where did my trading cards go? That's a good question. I should use
So
use my trading card for Skookum. But
I found.
I
a
also
truck
have to
photo.
have a book open because the stat page doesn't have the correct tender.
oh
I
god.
think
Oh,
Q
no.
locomotives look dumb. Bad Q.
I mean, honestly,
Ah,
the Q had
I like
it had a
It had a
style.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be generous and call it that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for high headlights.
Well, I see that. You know, we should get Cookie a centered smoke wax. We should get the Redding treatment actually.
Oh
Um,
god,
Oh,
no.
God, no.
No.
In fairness, the Q is only like a mostly high headlight. The true high headlight is the on top of the boiler high headlight.
It's true.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania moment.
Yeah, yeah. The Pennsylvania had they had the dynamo shelf. Anyway, all right. I've got my stat page open. I've got all the photos open. I've got the local royale document open. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, I have to do the first stat call. Let me look at my.
Yep.
I'm not used to having to play.
That's fair.
We'll do. I mean, I should just pick something that I know I'm gonna win on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do driver or rigid wheelbase then.
Okay.
So
Yep.
Going once.
yeah, going once,
Going.
going twice. Let me actually mark this
L.
properly.
Sold.
Yeah, I
$1
need to
million.
make sure to give the appropriate time for everyone. It's been a while. All right, so driver or rigid wheelbase. Mine is, well, it's half of this number, so it's like 5.3. And so everyone can enter their values in here, or you can say them aloud, or say them aloud and enter them, please. Starting with myself, which is about 5.3, and Bender, you're next.
Driver wheelbase rate. Yep. 19 and a quarter. Who could
19.
have guessed?
19 and a quarter. TJ?
Mine is 14.5.
14.5. Tyler?
16 and 3/4.
16 and 3/4. And finally, Northern.
18 and a quarter.
18 and a quarter. Okay, yeah, that kind of went how I would expect. Uh-oh. What's broken?
No.
Something's broken.
Oh,
Let
no.
me, if I copy this from here, that should work. Yeah, there we go. So, somebody probably deleted that while they were being overzealous and cleaning the sheet up, and it might have been me. So anyway, 5 points to Skookum, 4 points to TJ and 3025, 3 points to Tyler, 2 points to the nickel plate, and 1 point to the Redding and Bender. So, Bender, it is your stat call.
Correct. It is. And let me just double check here. What do we want to do? You know, that's right. Hmm.
Don't make
Driver
get the
diameter.
timers out.
Driver diameter.
Driver diameter. Okay, going once.
Yeah.
Going twice. All right, driver diameter. Let me go down and find that. Driver diameter. Mine is. I think it's 44. No, it's 48 inches. 48 inches. What about you, Bender?
70.
70 inches. Okay. TJ?
53.9.
53.9. Tyler?
64.
Okay, 64. And Northern.
69.
Nice.
Boo.
Nice.
So that's 5 points for Bender, 4 points for Northern, 3 points for Tyler, 2 points for TJ, and 1 point for myself. Bender, I thought we were friends.
You know what this? You know what's kind of funny about
I'm
that one?
sorry.
What?
That's like a complete reversal.
That's,
It is.
That's true.
It is a complete reversal.
Yeah, it's the exact.
We are all at 6 points now.
Yeah. All right, TJ, what's your stat call?
My stat call is going to be minimum weight of rail.
Minimum weight of rail. I will definitely not veto that one. Going once, going twice.
I'm gonna block that one.
Oh, you're gonna block that one. Okay, that was an early veto. That's an early veto from Bender. All right.
Yeah, take that back.
Minimum weight of rail
Laser
has been
beam.
vetoed. All right, TJ, pick something else.
I'm gonna do engine weight.
Engine weight. Okay. I was gonna do weight on drivers as my first. I thought it would have been a good play. Engine weight. Let's see. What's mine? I forget that I have to go look it up. Engine weight 162,650. Let me type that in. 162,650.
All right.
Better.
441, 300.
441, 300. TJ.
188,490.
188,490. Tyler.
Mine is 310780 according to GCRY.
310780. Okay. And Northern?
Allegedly.
416000.
416. Yeah, that's kind of goes as bad as I expected. Amazingly, the Northern is the heaviest one here. And Skookum is the lightest. 5 points, 4 points to TJ, 3 points to the slightly larger Mikado, 2 points to the slightly larger Mikado with an extra set of wheels, and 1 point to the slightly larger Mikado with 2 extra sets of wheels. Tyler, what is your stat call?
Okay. Do
Got 2 5s so far. I'm happy about that.
Builder.
Builder. Okay. Going once. Going twice. Oh shoot! Who the
gonna
hell
veto
broke that? Who broke the conditional formatting on that? That's what a bizarre thing to break. Going once. Going twice.
I'm gonna veto that.
Okay, son of a gun. Builder has been vetoed. Tyler, pick something else. 2 vetoes off in the first round. Although I guess TJ, that is a pretty good veto for you.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
You know, I remember that's the one I should have used.
oh,
But actually, well, Reading doesn't rank the lowest.
no, I don't like that.
I'm just surprised you used it when you did.
That could
You
have
know what? Let's go with Power MT.
Power
Just for the heck of
MT, okay. Going
Okay,
once,
okay.
going twice. Yeah, okay. Power MT. This is gonna be rough. Mine is. Oh, am I missing something? No, I'm not missing anything. I thought I was. Mine is 255.62.
Oh, right. Mine is 760.38.
760.
Round it up.
Mine is 649.60.
Okay.
Mine
Tyler?
is 486.28.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought you were going to be much higher. Northern?
1268.61.
Yeah. That doesn't
Yep.
surprise me.
That
Okay.
checks out.
Yeah, so 765 takes that one pretty handily. 4
A
points.
lot of good data.
4 points to the T-1, 3 points to the Tangshan, 2 points to the Grand Canyon Engine, and 1 point to Skookum. Northern, what is your first stat call?
Let's go for factor of adhesion.
Factor of adhesion, eh? Boy.
Mm.
Going once. Going twice. I think I'm gonna veto this. Because... yeah, I don't like the idea of using a veto in the first round. But I don't... like, there's nothing that I'm missing. So... I'm gonna veto factor of adhesion. Try something else.
High pressure cylinders.
High pressure cylinders. Okay. Going once, going twice. High pressure cylinders. All right, those are down in the blue section over on the far right. In the W column, you want your diameter, stroke, and number. But everyone here knows how this works. So mine are the smallest ones here, 15 by 22 by 2, which have about 7,770 cubic inches.
I have 27 by 32, and that gives me a 624.96.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to win there. TJ's currently entering his.
I don't think they're great. They're Chinese. Made in China.
Made in China. TJ, how big are your cylinders?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
You know, I have the stat card.
I hear somebody. I heard somebody whispering "great area."
Great area.
Um,
Tyler, no.
all right, we'll go. We'll move on. TJ can figure it out. We'll move on for a sec. Tyler.
27 by 30, and I have 2 of them.
Okay, so about 34K, and then this is broken.
Oh god.
Something is broken.
Why is the third column always?
Yeah, I don't
broken?
know. Something's up with whoever was the last person to be player 3 really broke a bunch of stuff. And Northern
25 by 34 for 33,362.5.
4 is a really long stroke. All right, TJ.
Burke.
20.87 by 27.95. So I got 19,112.89.
Yep.
Reason we hate the metric system.
Yeah,
Something
I was
about
gonna say.
1989?
I was gonna say. Okay, I realize why it took TJ so long now, because he's got the decimal cylinders. Anyway, 5 points to the Reading T1, 4 points to the Grand Canyon engine, the big Q thing, 3 points to the 3 points to the nickel plate by about 1,000 cubic inches, and then 2 points to TJ and 1 point to myself. Oops, that's not myself. That is. So let's look at the scores at the end of round 1. Oops. There we go. I am trailing with 13 points. We have 2 ties, one for first place between the RBMN and the nickel plate, one for second place between the Little Mikado and the Big Mikado, and me back here in 5th. Which isn't surprising, but I did start out kind of strong. I got 2 5s in the first. I got 2 5s and 3 1s. Tyler got 3 3 3 2 4. So, yeah. I don't. We don't have any color commentary here, so we'll just move right along. Let's see. What is my next stat call gonna be? Oh, now I realize what I should have saved my booster for. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it. Or save my veto for. Wrong game.
Okay.
Let's do. I don't know why I'm not just doing the weight stats right away. So let's do weight on drivers. I think that hasn't been vetoed, right? Weight on drivers. Going once, going twice. Weight on drivers. Weight on drivers. I just need to play for myself here. My weight on drivers is... where is it? Wait on drivers. Now I understand how everyone else feels while they're playing these games. You just sort of look at the
Yeah.
page and all the numbers bleed together. 129,850.
Right. Mine is 278,200.
TJ?
Mine's 151,875.
Tyler?
243,850.
Northern?
254,000.
Okay. So, yep, that kind of goes exactly as I figured. Same as the first round. 5-1-4-3-2. So 5 points, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. And we're on to Bender.
Tractive effort.
Tractive effort. Going once. Going twice. Tractive effort. Okay, mine is about 24,000. 24,
Skookum is like
24,600 from me. Bender?
all right. 67,984.
All right. TJ?
38,356.
58,092.
58,092. And Northern?
64,315.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. I mean, that also goes about as I expected, but it was closer to the T1 than I thought. It's
Once again, a reversal.
Yeah, once again, a complete mirror of the last time, which makes sense considering we have the largest and smallest engines back to back.
Yeah. It's also an exact duplicate of the one above us.
Yes. TJ, can you do it again?
Sure. Have we done?
Sorry.
Yes. Let's do. Let's do number built.
Number built. That's what I should have hung on to a veto for. Going once. Going twice. Number built.
Have you, Tyler?
Alright, number built. I'm going to take that 1.
I feel like
I
the
got
Chinese
30,
thing is
Bob.
about to win.
30.
Yep.
TJ?
1988.
1,988.
60.
60 of those. And finally,
80.
80 of those. Wow, yeah, I definitely,
I saw that coming.
yeah. Alright, 5 points for the Tangshan,
Kind of number 1.
4 points for the Lima, 3 points to the, I don't know where this, Baldwin, 2 points to the Reading, and 1 point to, well, this one's also a Baldwin.
Every time I score a 5, my social credit points go up.
Yes. Tyler, what is your stat call?
Let's go with Loco Base ID.
Loco Base ID. Going once.
Okay.
Going
How do I
twice.
check that?
Oh, it's on the sheet.
Oh.
It's the very first
Ah.
line in your Steam Locomotive page.
No.
Okay, I just found it.
Yep. Anyway, so that's going through. I take it. Mine is 4069.
Mine is 275.
275. That's a good one.
Oh my gosh. 4221.
Oh, at least it's higher than me. 10? Ah, the
10.
Mikados.
52.
52 is still really good.
Oh.
It's
All right, you know what?
closer than
Whatever. I'll
expected.
take 2 points. I'll take 2 points.
Oh.
Where do I want to go?
All right. 5 points for the Burlington. 4 points for the Nickel Plate. 3 points for the Reading. 2 points to the Skookum, and 1 point to TJ and 3025. Northern.
Let's go for same as above, but substitute firebox area for great area.
Oh, okay. Same as
Okay.
above, but
Okay.
sub firebox
Alright.
area. Going once. Going twice. Here comes my 1.
Let's go.
Same as above, but sub firebox area for great area. For me is 21,200.
Mine is 133,920.
Holy crap. TJ?
Mine is 44,634.89.
76,700.
Northern?
I thought that would go better. 146,015.
You
The whole
thought,
five?
you thought it would
Thought
go
it would
better
go
and you got a 5?
Oh, I thoroughly misunderstood that. Never mind.
5 points for you, 4 points for Bender, 3
That was a
points
good round.
for Tyler, 2 points for TJ, and 1 point for myself. And this was a pretty bad round for poor old Skookum. I have 23
The
points.
scoop.
I'm going to be not calling style points, I feel like. 19 points in the lead for 765. Not really a surprise there. 17 points for the Grand Canyon engine. 15 for the Reading. 14 for the Valley Railroad. And 10 points for poor old Skookum. Or sorry, and 31 points for poor old Skookum. What was I even reading? I was reading the round totals. Sorry. Let's do it one more time. 35, 32, 31, 29, 23 total. So I am already 13 points behind the leader. Or sorry, 12 points behind the leader. Still, I'm screwed. I am going to call. Well, here's where I would have called Builder, but something happened. I mean, I will just continue with weight things.
Maniacal laugh.
Yeah.
Maniacal laugh.
I am going to call.
That's still one of my favorite bits out of any movie ever.
Tender loaded weight.
Mm,
Going once.
okay.
Going twice.
Veto.
Why are you vetoing me? I am not a threat.
Nice.
All right. Well, I was gonna try to prevent us from having to all do math, but
Maniacal laugh.
we're going to do. Well, you know what? Whatever. Let's do total engine and tender weight then. Nice. Total engine and tender weight going once, going twice. Where are you? Total locomotive weight. Mine is 80,350. Or sorry, that's my tender weight. Mine is 243,000. 243,000.
See, mine is
Bender.
809,000.
809,000. TJ?
Mine's 308,640.
Okay. Tyler?
Mine is 30,780.
630,780. And finally, Northern?
772,000.
772,000. Okay. And that's, what do you know it?
English.
It's the exact same as the
Exact
previous
same.
two round one calls.
Oh my god.
5 points for me, 4 points for TJ, 3 points for Tyler, 2 points for Northern, and 1 point for Bender. Bender, you want to do the same
Tubes.
thing? Tubes,
Tubes.
okay. Going once? Going twice? Oh, you're the only person with a veto. Tubes. This is going to be really interesting. This is another special stat, which means it's over
that's right.
here.
No!
Tubes.
Nope.
My tubes are. I was actually tempted to call this one, but 186 at 2.25. TJ's thing is broken again. Bender?
Yeah, I've not 291 at 2 inches.
291 at 2 is really good. TJ?
96 at 2.
Yeah.
96 at 2. Tyler?
200 at 2.25.
And Northern?
77 at 2.25.
77 at 2.25. I think I'm getting a 2 here. Yeah, I am. I cannot answer that. I'm getting a phone call from Pennsylvania. But I can't answer that right now. 77 at 2.25. That's 5 points for the Reading, 4 points for TJ, 3 points for the Grand Canyon, 2 points for myself, and 1 point for the NKP, which Tactical Strike against. They're calling me a second time?
Is it Casey?
Hello? Hey, I cannot talk right now. Try me again later, alright? Have a good day. Bye. I had a feeling I knew who that was. It was not Casey, though. So yeah, there goes that. There's tubes.
Mysterious
Honestly, tactical
Pennsylvania
strike
man.
against 765. TJ,
Gonna have to go with. I'll just go with the. Man, I'm gonna go with year.
year. Okay, going once, going twice. Year. I honestly was forgetting. I forgot something that I should have done earlier. But I mean, I've gotten fives on all my calls, so such is life.
Skookum's like 1909, right?
Yeah, mine is 1909.
1945.
1945. TJ,
1960.
1960.
Really?
1923.
23.
I believe somebody here was built in 44.
Northern.
Yep, 1944.
1944. Okay. So that's 5 points for TJ, 4 points for Bender, 3 points for
I don't
Northern.
know why I thought 3025 was built in 88.
Oh well, I'm fairly certain it is, but that's
You still take the W.
that's correct on the card. I think the thing with the stat sheet calculator is that I was just filling in the gaps from the steam locomotive page, and it might be correct on the card.
Oh.
I'd have to look.
I would check, but I don't want to.
Okay.
Well, you're using it. I have the card.
Yeah, so, and then 1 point for Skookum in 1909. So there's another classy one for me. Tyler, what's your stat call?
Tyler. Walker. Little River. There it is.
Bender's cheating. Kick him out.
Hold on.
Tyler.
Let me just cover the rest of the card here.
Yeah,
1988
I'm thinking
Tangshan.
here. I'm
Actually,
thinking.
number built is 1988. Year is 1989. Minimum square.
All right, Tyler.
Let's go with wheelbase ratio.
Wheelbase ratio.
Okay.
This is gonna suck.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
gonna blow.
I'm gonna have a bad time. Mine is. Are you going once? Going twice? My wheelbase ratio is an epic 0.32.
Mine is 0.42.
0.42. TJ.
0.47.
0.47. Tyler.
0.5.
0.5.
0.43.
0.43.
Yes!
That was a really good call by Tyler. Then 4 points for TJ, 3 points for Northern, 2 points for Bender, and 1 point for me. I'm starting to reconsider my choice. Anyway, Northern, what's your third stat call?
Power L1.
Power L1. Okay.
Juan.
Going once, going twice. Power L1. Mine is 4. Mine is 3764. 3764. Better.
Mine is 23,988.
23,988.
Pretty low, actually.
TJ.
It's not great.
11,188.
Tyler.
12,829.
Ooh, Tyler's is not very good.
Yeah.
36,540.
There's the win.
Whoa.
There's the dub. 5 points for the nickel plate, 4 points for the Reading, 3 for the Grand Canyon, 2 for the Valley, and 1 for Skookum. So
Bad showing for the nickel plate.
let me do the
The perks were good.
tie
That was a
up
pretty good
here.
round for me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is. Oh yeah, I'm totally host.
Ooh, very
Whoa.
good round for me.
Yeah, and things are very, very close to the top end. 49 points for the nickel plate, 48 for both the Grand Canyon and the Valley Railroad engines, and 47 for the Reading. 33 for Skookum, just for those curious. All right, I have a couple of options here because this is my final stat call. And I think I want to call low pressure cylinders. Going once,
Wait,
going
what?
twice,
Oh, that's why, duh.
and no one's gonna
Well, you
Bender,
have this.
veto it.
no one's gonna veto me on that.
Bender, Hello.
I
wake
will
up.
let you have this,
No.
Ellis.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna do evaporative
I
heating
can't
surface
veto
divided by
anything. I
cylinder
use my
volume.
veto, TJ.
Oh my.
Wait, so who has a veto left? Just Tyler?
Tyler.
Just
Tyler.
Tyler.
has
Oh, I
three.
thought it was just Bender.
I'm gonna do
No.
evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Oh no.
Going once, going twice. Okay.
This is
Um,
probably massive.
I was tempted. I wanted to see if anyone would veto me on that because I would only honestly get 1 point on it because nobody else has low pressure cylinders, so it would be a tie for everyone
Yeah.
else with a known zero. Um,
Ellis, the problem is I'm the only other one with a veto.
yeah, I know. I wanted to see if I could get that last one off the board. All right, my heating surface divided by cylinder volume is 435.26. Bender,
Oh, mine is 231.97.
231.97. TJ,
Mine is 167.25.
Tyler,
Mine's 171.48.
and Northern.
249.38.
All right. Well, I got the 5, but at what cost? 5 points for Skookum, 4 points for the nickel plate, 3 points for
Really
the
burned
Reading,
me on that
2
one.
points for the Grand Canyon, and 1 point for TJ. I was hoping that it would not go that way, but alas. Bender, what is your final stat call?
Booster.
Booster.
Veto.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saving the veto
Okay,
for.
that's fine. I'll just call tender fuel capacity instead.
Booster track record.
There's a problem with that, there, Chief.
Tender fuel
Oh, you're
capacity.
right. There is a problem.
I
with
have
that.
oil.
Oh,
That's,
no.
that is Tyler. That's a problem for you.
You don't just have any oil.
We have veggie oil.
Going once, going twice.
So can you power a train with hemp oil or CBD oil, you think?
Tender
Can you
God.
tender fuel capacity. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so mine is also oil, so I'm just gonna leave that blank.
Mine is 26
26
tons.
tons. TJ,
10 tons.
10 tons. Tyler, I
4,500
yeah,
gallons.
nope. Sorry, buddy. I think for the record, mine is 4,000 gallons, so we're actually really close.
That's.
Yeah.
How did they cram that much in?
Oops, all fuel capacity. My water capacity. Or sorry. No, that is my water capacity. My bad. 4,000 water, 1,500 fuel.
Okay,
I
explains a lot.
read them backwards. And Northern
I think mine's 22 tons.
Should be. I think, if I remember right, the tender is 22,000 gallons of water and 22 tons.
Okay.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Is it not on
Okay.
your
Because-
page? Oh.
No, I was
It
just
should be.
confused because it's oil/coal. So
Oh yeah. No, don't worry about that. If it's a number less than 100, it's probably coal.
got it.
So anyway, 5 points to the Reading, 4 points to the nickel plate, 3 points to TJ, and 1 point for Tyler and I. Hi, Tyler. All right, TJ, what's your stat call? Let's see. We've got all the vetoes are gone.
This is the time to pull out the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
axle loading.
Axle loading. All right, let's all do some math because I know some of us do not have axle loading.
I
Are
have
we just doing
axle
weight on drivers divided by number of axles?
Yeah, going once, going
Yep.
twice. We will do axle loading, or in this case, min axle loading, which you're going to take your weight on drivers and divide it by. Everyone here has 4 driving axles, so
Should I
Yeah.
do that as well, even though I have the
yes,
stat?
everyone do that
Okay.
so that it's fair.
Okay.
Damn,
I wanted to win.
So axle loading, weight on drivers. There's my weight on drivers. Divided
Where's
by
axle
4
loading?
driving axles is this many.
Oh, it's not on the sheet.
No, so everyone has to
That's
do.
actually
Everyone, please do the math. Take your
is-
weight on drivers, divide by the number of driving axles you have, because some people
only-
don't have the regular axle loading, so we're all gonna have to use min.
It's only
Uh,
about
My brain tried to
200
divide by
less.
3 and was very confused.
that's not how that
Right.
works. Oops,
Why is
forgot
it
one, Axel.
88,000 pounds?
Mine is 32,462.5. Bender,
Mine is 69,000, 550.
nice. TJ, do you have your number?
Yep, it is 37,968.
0.75. It would seem.
Yep.
Tyler.
50,462.5.
All right, and Northern.
63,500.
Okay, and that's the same as those other ones. 5 points for me, 4 points for TJ. I think a rising TJ tide lifts my boat in particular. 3 points for the Grand Canyon, 2 points for the nickel plate, and 1 point for the Redding.
Oh, this is going to be very close.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
will
is.
be. Tyler, what is your
Factor.
stat call?
You should do factor of adhesion, Tyler.
It's already been vetoed.
Oh.
Yeah,
I vetoed it. Well, we could bring it back for host choice.
Oh my
we
god.
could. Let's see here.
But it's got to be something that we at least majority agree on. So I don't want to vote for anything that's just going to give me a 1.
You know, let's do ET's weight.
ET's weight computation. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, what is that?
It is weight on drivers divided by tractive effort. Or sorry, weight on drivers divided by engine weight. Weight on drivers divided by engine weight, and there's a special spot for it, so it'll do the math for you. Weight on drivers for me is 129,850 as discussed, and my engine weight is 162. I think this might actually help me. Mine is a solid 0.8. Better.
Mine is 0.63.
0.63. TJ?
Mine's 0.81.
0.81. Wow, okay. Tyler?
0.75.
0.75. Northern?
0.61.
0.61. Ow. Okay. I'm surprised that's less than the Northern. Five
So am I.
5 points for TJ, 4 points for Skookum, 3 points for Tyler, 2 points for Bender, and 1 point for Northern. And that brings us to our final stat call, Northern.
Ugh.
Well, our final non-host choice.
So that's been called. That won't give me too much of a lead.
I wish if we were doing this live, I would put it to the audience. Like,
Let's go for combined heating surface.
ooh, yeah, combined heating surface. Going once, going twice.
There's no more vetoes.
Yep. I know, but I
Yep.
do that so that the person calling has the opportunity to retract their call.
Fair.
Like I did. Anyway, combined heating surface. This is going to be rough. Mine is 1959. 1,959. Pender?
Mine is 6134.
6134. TJ?
Mine is 2312.
312. Tyler?
4178.
4178. And finally,
6810.
6810. That is a 5 for you, a 4 for Bender, a 3 for Tyler, a 2 for TJ, and a 1 for Little. I am, in fact, both little and old. And rounding that out, it is 65 points for the nickel plate, 63 points for the Tangshan,
My goodness.
62 points for the T-1, 60 points for Tyler, and the Burlington Great Northern, or Burlington / Grand Canyon thing, and 49 points for Skookum. Which I'm only 16 points behind. I have in fact been mathematically eliminated. But we do have one more thing to do. And I think
Host
this is
choice.
something we should all come to an agreement on, since we have no definitive host. And pretty much no matter what it is, I think it's going to just give me a 1. So,
Probably.
yeah.
Mhm.
Does anyone have a suggestion?
I might hear.
You know what
Of
would
course,
be
it's gonna be booster. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, yeah. No. It would be
Way the
extremely
pressure.
funny if we did Valve Gear.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
My God.
Northern, you're the
I'll let
tiebreaker.
you older and give Ellis a 5.
Mm.
we've got 2 for Valve Gear and 2 against Valve Gear. Northern, what do you think?
I'm actually going to throw a bit of a wild card out there. Number in class.
No.
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 Oh wait. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm 4.
No.
I'm 4. Northern, are you 4?
Yes.
All right, TJ.
That's 3.
That's 3.
That's 3. I'm 4.
All right, number in class.
Oh my God.
Number in class. 1.
30.
1988.
All right, Tyler
60.
and Northern
80.
80. Okay.
This was a strategic choice.
Yes. I just, you know what? I knew I was gonna get a 1 anyway, and I wanted to help TJ. 5 points for TJ, 4 points for Northern, 3 points for the Burlington, 2 points for the T-1, and 1 point for Skookum. But I don't care. I was going down anyway. So
Ta-da!
the final score at the end of regulation is 69 points for the nickel plate, 68 for TJ, 64 for the T1, 63 for the Grand Canyon, and 50 for me. So I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna set up the slots for style points, and I'm going to fold myself automatically because that's just the way it goes. And Tyler, being in last, gets the first style point call. What'll it be?
All right, I have to do a throwback here.
Oh no.
Do any of you have a cup holder?
I'm not sure if 2102 does.
I don't
Um,
think we can prove cup holder. For other
We
people
can
that
prove
might
cup holder
have
for
it.
4960.
I don't. Against one other no, let's not do cup holder. Can we do something legitimate,
Mhm.
please?
Oh, this is
Feed
gonna be
water
weird.
heater.
Feed water heater.
Yeah.
That is a very good one.
So, do I just rate same
If
as
anyone
usual?
who has a feed water heater, please give yourselves a point.
Pretty sure the Bucks have one.
I don't think I do.
No, I don't think we do either. The Burks definitely
Does-
should. Yeah, the Burks
the
do.
New York Central ones have those
Yep.
ones have the feed water heater. I know they do.
Yep.
They have the same one as on 2102.
Okay,
Okay.
Tyler, what's your second?
Should do.
Lempor exhaust.
Oh God.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't
What's
know
that?
what kind.
There's
I have a
I'm like
cool
one of
exhaust.
like 3 engines in the country to have this thing, so
yeah. Okay, you have a special exhaust. All right, what's your third one then?
let's see here. Are we going to count the controls for diesel helpers?
Yeah,
For
I think
this,
that's I
or-
think that's a style point. I feel
Does
like it
Yeah.
could definitely be
2102 have
useful
that?
in a zombie apocalypse scenario. All right,
Mine's actually, it's a very nice one. I have a photo of it.
helper controls. I don't know if anyone else here has that.
I'm checking.
I'm checking for mine as well, but I don't think so.
I don't think. I'm not sure 765 would have it. I would think maybe 2102 might.
2102 might have it. If you can find proof for it, give yourself a point.
There are plenty of cab videos.
Yeah. But I don't know if they really run with diesel helpers much.
Well, no, they don't. They make this thing bark.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it has it then. Tyler, what's your fourth?
Yeah, no.
Let's see here. Hmm.
Don't make me get the timers.
I'm guessing we're not going to include fuel choice here.
No. We're not having that argument again.
Yeah,
Anthracite.
not again. Huh?
You can throw it on the firebox, it can burn.
Yes.
Yeah. I think,
I have a tender backup light.
tender backup light? Okay.
Hold on.
So do I.
Reverse light. Yeah, anyone with a reverse light, please give yourselves a point. I think this is the first one that I can take.
Okay,
I'll
765 does have a
I'll
Tinder.
take, I'll take the point, even, I'll take the point, even though I'm folded. I will still take it.
2102 has one,
It
right,
makes
Taylor?
it look less terrible.
I
Swear it does.
I think so. I'm not
It
sure.
does in the
Get a photo
Broadway
of the back
limited
of it.
model.
Okay.
We all got that.
I also have a boatload of toolboxes on the tender, more so than anybody else.
Okay, you want toolbox point? I
Yeah,
think I have
because
a-
I've got toolboxes on top. I've got toolboxes hung between the.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you the toolbox point
I don't have.
at the singular point, and if anybody else has any toolboxes at all,
I
please give
feel
your...
like I think that box in the middle of the 2102 tender may be toolbox because
Let me
it's
see
not there
here.
in like the model photos. And it has a nice door on it.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
I think that's a
765
toolbox.
has a toolbox.
I mean, 765 has a tool car that they take with them, so I would
That's
assume
fair.
that you
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, hold on. I got a better side picture.
I don't
here.
actually
But there
think I
is a-
have one. I don't know what all Skookum has,
Beal
which is a
tubes.
shame. But anyway, that's
There is
5.
a box on the Tinder in Heritage Evans that isn't there in regular photos, so...
Hmm.
Here's my picture of the reverse side.
Anyway, Bender.
Yeah,
You definitely have a
toolbox,
toolbox. Bender, it's your turn to do some style point calling. So,
Oh, cool. I'm gonna start with white walls.
white walls. I think I should start giving this as a regular point again. Just unequivocal regular
Okay,
point
yes.
again. I like
765 does have white walls.
Yeah, so 2102 and 765 have white walls. The rest of us suckers do not.
Uh-huh.
Bender, what's your second one?
Yellow handrails. If that's a point.
Honestly, I would usually question it, but it's something that you have that nobody else does. And you know what? I'm just going to give it to you under the purview of safety.
That's fair.
I have
Because-
striped handrails though.
Yeah, but he has way more. You can take a half a point.
Okay.
Do I get half a point because I have yellow steps and grab irons and stuff?
Yeah, I guess I'm being generous. Let's see. Do I have anything? No, I have some green stuff. That doesn't help.
I don't have anything.
Yeah,
I have
Christmas
an
spirit.
the Christmas spirit. All
I
right.
have an
wrong
embossed
book.
logo plate in the front that says Reading and Northern on it.
Yes, you have an adornment. I'll definitely give you that as a cool little thing. Let me see if anybody else has anything that is equivalent. I don't, sadly.
I have the North Pole Express magnet in the picture I sent.
Oh my god.
That's-
I have the logo on the cab.
What logo? Oh, on the cab. Yeah. That's fine. You can have
Yeah.
a point for that.
I mean, in the photo I
yeah.
sent, it's flying American flags.
I'm flying the
flags
Arizona
are a
like
different.
it.
Flags are a different thing.
Okay.
Wait, so do I get a point for the North Pole Express
No,
magnet? Come on.
that's
I
not.
don't know
A,
if
that's
it's a
not.
point. But I
It's an
have two whistles.
adornment.
That's.
You're made of metal? Good.
All right. What would you say, Bender?
I don't know if it's a point, but I have two whistles at all times.
I mean, bonus whistle is bonus whistle, I guess. I'll give you that.
I think 765 may as well. Not 100%.
I'm
sure.
looking... I think so.
Why do you have two whistles?
Because I guess they like the Reading 6 and the Hooter.
Okay. Because the RNN is full of foamers. That's the
Yes,
right
it is.
answer.
Well, it's run by a phone.
Well, yeah, but like, I just want to clarify. I mean that in the best possible way.
Yeah,
Uh,
it has had two whistles in the past. Just found a video with it. So
Okay.
I don't know if it still has it now, but I definitely still have them.
I'll
right
give
now.
the benefit of the doubt to 765 on the two whistles. All right, Bender, what's your fifth?
Booster?
Oh yeah, we didn't get that point out, so yeah, booster.
based.
Nobody else has a booster here, right? Does 765 have one?
I don't
I'm
think
checking, and I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, well, I don't.
If it had one, it didn't have one now.
All right.
I know. I don't think they operate it on 2102, right? But it has it installed.
Oh, no, they operate it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, they run
Yeah,
it.
they use it.
They run the thing.
Yeah. All right, TJ, your turn to call some style points.
Okay, do I get a style point for the North Pole Express magnet?
No.
Oh my god.
Do I get a style point for custom tender?
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Is the tender on the T1s technically custom?
No,
I don't think it's custom in
why
the
would
same
it
way
be?
that this
Hold
one
on,
is custom.
hold on.
Well,
I
they
have to
rebuilt
ask.
the engines. I don't think they kept the tenders. Let me just go check a certain stat
But
page.
that's not what I'm talking about, because this came with like a slope back tender and they converted it to like a New Haven style
Why
tender.
the hell did it have a slope back?
Because it was from China.
China.
It
I
was.
just
It
like
was.
this-
Yeah.
Do I get a made in China style point?
No.
The tender is different
If
from
we're
what
talking
the
custom tenders
things are
here,
built. Oh no, you're right. You're right.
No,
I'm gonna be
I'm
questioning.
gonna give it to TJ on the basis of it was a tender reconstruction in preservation that is basically purely aesthetic.
Is
TJ,
it only purely aesthetic?
pick a second thing.
I'm pretty sure it's just for the aesthetic, yeah.
Oh,
Because they wanted to make it look like a New Haven thing.
Yeah,
they could make it more.
I have a ladder on the back of my tender.
you do.
Did
You have
Tyler
a
call that
tender
one?
ladder. You can have a point for tender ladder.
I also have a ladder.
I think I do too. I need to get a better photo of the rear of Skookum.
Well, let me just go boot
Are we
up a
talking
certain
like
train
a
game real quick.
built-in ladder, or are we talking additional ladder?
Look at the picture that TJ posted of at the rear of 3025.
Okay, I have one of those.
Yeah, tender ladders are
I
not
get
particularly
1.5
uncommon.
tender ladder point.
What?
Is I get 1.5
No.
tender ladder point.
No.
For the right, I didn't show the audience the picture of the tender ladder, but there's the picture of the tender. I can't
my
find
God.
a picture of the back of. Okay, yeah, I do have a tender ladder. But no, Tyler, you may not get a point for that.
Also, this is an interesting question. Is 3025's cowcatcher considered cast? Because it looks like it's all one part.
That's a good question. Let me look.
If you look at the closer up picture I sent,
It may be, but usually when we talk about the cast pilot, we talk about the whole unit, and it is still
Yeah, like it's-
separate from the.
Usually
the
when it's
pilot beam
cast,
and
it's like
everything.
one solid piece and
Yeah.
has a folding coupler and all that, like retractable.
Well, it doesn't necessarily
Um,
have to have a folding coupler, but yeah, no,
No,
is
but-
it is a nice cowcatcher, but it's not a cast pilot.
Hmm.
Uh,
do I get the point for the extra safety grab irons? Does everybody have those? The ones in the front?
I've already given safety, and you got
Oh,
half
okay.
a
So
point.
should
for
I?
it.
Oh, okay. Should I get a full point then?
No.
Okay. Box pox? I have box.
You do have box pock.
I believe I also have box pock.
All right. Yeah.
That's
Anyone who
broken.
has box pock drivers can. Oh shoot! Hold on.
That's the 765.
765, I think
765.
I spoke because it's
Yeah,
base.
it's spoked.
Yeah, I just had to get a good side view.
Something is wrong with the way this is set up now. Something's broken. Great.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have box pock.
Oh shoot! I should do it like this then.
Okay, yeah, those are spokes.
What happened here? Why is this not working?
What the heck?
What was written in that spot? Oh, whoops. Is that what's supposed to happen? No, what is going on here? Why is TJ's
It's not
stuff
reading
constantly,
anything above.
Why is stuff?
What?
Why is TJ's stuff constantly broken?
I don't know. I've just been hitting Control V when I paste stuff in.
That's not good. Wait a minute.
The paste was
Something is
without
wrong here. Because I think there. I think that should do it. I forgot I had some hidden stuff. What was the thing after custom tender that you got? Oh, tender ladder. Tender ladder,
And then I
and
had
then
box as
and then
well.
was box. All right, I'm glad we're figuring this out now and not in the middle of like an actual royale.
Yeah.
I think I know what happened, or I don't know what caused it, but that's whatever. What's your fourth, TJ?
Do I get a style point for never leaving? Like, wasn't it built for the valley, or no? Because it caught on fire, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it was somewhere else,
had an
and then it went to the
extensive
valley.
rebuild after it was.
Because I was going to say
on
like
fire.
never leaving service, but it technically did because it burned.
Yeah.
Well, it also left China.
Well,
But
it was
actually,
it
it
was
was
built
built
because
for.
it was built. It was built
Yeah.
for America.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I can't give you that.
Mm,
None of us
Like
are
100
844 here.
You know, I know another 484 there wasn't a fire.
do I get? Oh, there's a model, I think, right?
Yeah, if you want a real model,
Yeah.
real model. All right. You can have a
Yes.
point for having a real model.
Yeah.
I think I have a real model as well.
You have a model, Tyler?
I know I have a
You
real
have a digital
model.
model, at least.
I
Which I'm
have
booting
I
up
have
right now.
brass models.
Oh, that's right.
As long
Milky has
as
the
long as
brass
they're
one.
mass produced, I'll let it. I actually don't know. Do I
Yeah.
have a model? Has somebody made? Oh yeah. Oriental Limited made a scoop.
Yeah, there's some brass ones.
I know 765 has a model.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
All right, TJ. What else?
Mm,
Last one for you, unless it comes back around.
I have lighted number boards.
You do have lighted number boards,
I don't think 765. No, those are painted.
but let me just double check. I have two. 2102 has two. You have two. That one has two, and then oh no you have your. Who did we lose?
and you jumped to wrong chat accidentally.
I think everyone.
I closed.
I think everyone
yeah.
gets 1 point for that.
I closed the thing by mistake, and
Control Shift T.
what?
Control Shift T reopens a tab that you've closed.
Oh, I don't mean that. I mean like I closed the like I made the chat shorter, so it
Oh.
only showed the VC, and then I couldn't. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. So that was TJ. Now it comes around to Northern.
Okay, so my locomotive is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Okay. Yeah. There's a term for that I wrote down. I'll say governmental recognition.
Let me just check something real quick here.
I don't believe so.
I'm trying to think if mine is.
I don't think mine is. Mine was in a river for like decades, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if
It is
you're
not
on
on
the
the
National
register.
Register of Historic Places, please give yourselves a point.
Unfortunately.
Or some other government recognition. What is your second point, Northern?
My engine was built in my engine was built by the government. Does that count?
No.
No.
Can I call a tool car?
I mean, I haven't historically given a tool car as a point, but I don't see why I wouldn't, considering toolboxes are a point.
Yeah, and especially in this case where we're going to the zombie apocalypse, you have an entire car.
Yeah.
right there,
I
pre-ready.
think it can be called at least here. I don't want to set a precedent, but not too many people have a toolbox anyway, or a tool car anyway.
Well, you see, Reading and Northern shops.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can just steal all of our shop equipment at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, well, it's different rules apply in the after the world.
It's already ready.
Yeah. All right, you've got a tool car. What else?
Can I call auxiliary tender?
Yes, because I was just thinking about that. I think I've given that as a point before.
Darn.
Aux tender. So I don't think anyone
Okay.
else has an aux tender or a tool car available.
I don't need an aux tender.
I technically do.
Oh, do you?
I need 2 more
Yeah,
points.
they have a full tank car set up for
Wait,
it.
no,
If you
what?
look at the photo of the rear, that spout on the left side bottom is specifically set up for that.
I don't know
I see.
if 2102 is set up for auxiliary car running, but they do have an auxiliary tender for 425. I don't know if they've ever run it with it.
I don't think so
Also,
because 425's aux tender's blue.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but like
You'd
you
know.
could, hypothetically, you could run
Yeah.
it with the thing, you know. Blah, blah,
You
blah.
could.
But I'm not gonna call that.
All right.
here's a quick question, Ellis.
Yep.
The Grand Canyon Railway is on the National Register of Historic Places as like in total. Does that mean
I wouldn't say so because there have been engines rotated in and out of Grand Canyon Railway service.
Does
What?
does the valley running on a state park count?
Yeah, it's a very long, narrow state park. No, I won't be. I won't be giving out that point. All right, Northern.
Trying to think of another one. Ran excursion services on the main line.
Having an excursion career is a point. I will.
Okay.
Oh, I had that.
I will. Yeah,
I had
I
that.
will grant you that.
I think we've all mango gobbled on the main
Yeah,
line here,
I think
except for
considering the fact
Actually,
that operating currently is a requisite of being here at this Royale, it's kind of a
Well,
given.
I was
fair.
thinking it meant like mango gobbles on the main line, which I also
Yeah.
did. So
Yeah, and
Make the point.
I understand that specification, but I historically have not given. Like, I just lump all the excursion careers together. This was asked
but I
of me
mean,
the other
since
day.
this is the special one that they're all operating though, wouldn't
Uh,
I guess the only person who wouldn't get that would be Tyler though, right? Or did
No.
I would assume Tyler's operated on the
Or-
main line. I think
40. What is it? 4960. Yeah, they've run on the main line. They ran on the main line with CB and Q.
the
Yeah,
only
like,
one
that
who
I
would
was
get
kept
it,
into
That was
the
a thing
60s
back
for
in the
that.
day.
the only one
Yeah.
who wouldn't get it is me, and I don't think that matters at this point.
No, you were like destroyed
didn't-
for a long time.
they didn't run Skook on the main?
No, it was Skookum was
thing's
like
tiny.
a shop project for like the last 50 years at least.
Well, yeah, but
It fell
Isn't-
over and they just abandoned it in the woods.
It
Yeah,
has
no, I know.
done a lot of
thing.
running. I think the question TJ is sort of getting at is it has done a lot of running, but it is not run on like a class 1 main line.
well, I
No,
mean, because I mean, we're using my like 3025 ran, like to Worcester or whatever.
Yeah, but that's still not like a tourist
not like
short line.
Yeah, well, I thought that Skookum ran on like a freight railroad.
I'm not
It
aware.
was a lot.
It ran in the Oregon Coast Scenic and now it's at the Niles Canyon.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool if they ran out of the main line, but if we look at the stats up here, I can see why they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyway, what is your fifth and final Northern?
I want to go for the first mainline steam locomotive to be restored by an all-volunteer nonprofit.
That is extraordinarily specific.
That's kind of why I'm on the verge about throwing it out there, but
Oh man.
I mean, how is that verified? Is that just like on the
What about
website?
first locomotive restored?
no.
Reading 2102.
First locomotive that lives in a river to be restored.
I'm not gonna get points for the
No,
for the
Northern,
mango gobble,
I
right?
think in the same vein as the cup holder point, I'm gonna have to ask you to call something else.
Okay. What else can I call in here?
I mean, I could see a bunch of stuff on your locomotive that I think is very callable.
Hey, it's my first time. Cut me some slack.
I know. Let's see.
I'll just call flags then.
Yeah, okay. Take the flag holders.
Does this thing have?
Yeah,
I think
You
I
get
have
some
flag
flag
holders.
If you have flag holders, please give yourselves a point. Thank you.
What do the flag
Um,
holders look like?
They usually look like little circles.
Are
that you
these
can
like
stick
these
flags
little
in.
nubs? Because
Oh,
like,
I have flag holders.
is this it? Because this
Yeah.
looks like it's for the marker lights.
Sometimes they look similar.
That is like 2 pixels, Bender.
I know.
That
I
may
know, but
be
I-
either. Hold on. What picture is that taken from?
Are you for you're 2102, right?
This
Yes,
picture.
You have
Your
flags in the
locomotive.
photo.
Yeah, the picture of the locomotive that you sent has
Wait, does
flags.
it?
Flags. Yeah.
Oh, maybe
That's
it
why I was
might be
on
the
the
right
fence about
one. I
calling it.
No. I'm just looking at a completely different picture.
That's why I was on the fence about calling it.
Gasp. All right.
Meanwhile, I have
my
the
God.
largest flags.
Do you not have
No.
flag holders, TJ?
Unless my marker light holders double as a flag holder, no.
Oh yeah, I guess I have never seen 3025
No, I think
with
40
flags.
does.
Damn. Okay, well actually that mathematically eliminates everyone except for Bender and Northern. So Northern's up for his 5. That means it goes back to Bender.
Okay. I don't know if I get the point for it, but Iron Horse rambles.
I've given you a point for your excursion career.
Okay, and I'll do the other one. Pulled freight in excursion service.
Okay,
if
yeah,
that-
revenue and preservation.
I can't give that
They did
765.
the
I don't
mango
think.
gobble on the main line.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you have the last great railroad baron running the RNN. All right, what's your second one, Bender?
Do you believe I have a Stoker?
You do definitely have a Stoker.
I think the Burke also has a Stoker.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it has a Stoker.
Tyler, you
know
and
you've given
I,
points-
we don't.
I know you've given points for it before.
I still think we should get a point at the same time because, like,
I
you don't lift a finger.
I understand the rationale. I understand the rationale. I just have not known how to phrase it, and I definitely don't want to call it an oil firing point because I'm just not doing that.
East Coast bias confirmed.
Cold good. Anyway,
No.
Bender?
Wooten?
Yes, you do have the Wooten.
I do not.
Will burn anything.
Will burn.
Very useful in
actually
an
anything.
apocalypse scenario. What else?
Burn it well, questionably.
Yeah, it won't be good. It will burn.
See, I have the silver cylinder heads.
I
guess it's more of an adornment, though.
mean, it's kind of a paint point, but I feel like I've given out all of the paint-related points I'm going to give out.
Okay, that it's very
Except for
true.
me being green, which I would have taken had I had the opportunity.
True.
If you give the cylinder heads, you have to give the magnet.
Oh my god.
No, you don't get to make those demands.
Also,
Yes,
you're
I do.
already
I'm doing it
dead.
right now. I don't care.
Let's see. I have
Magnet point.
do I have polling pocket? No.
No.
Unfortunate. Actually, very fortunate. Never mind.
Getting the
I have
timer out.
I have the embossed numbers.
Your numbers are embossed. Oh, you do have an embossed number
Yeah.
plate. Yeah, you do.
Is
Yeah, I have
765
one of those.
And 765 also has one. And 3025 also has one. And 4960 also has one, and so does Skookum.
I see.
Alright, so we have not, in fact, mathematically eliminated anyone, or, either of the 2 remaining contestants, so it's going to come down to this one. I'm turning the timer over. What have you got?
Let's see. I don't know if I have an air ringer. I probably don't, but that doesn't. Well,
It doesn't look like
Also, I'm not giving the
No.
cylinder heads because the era of the golden Obongo Bongos is over.
aw.
I'm watching the sand go through. What are you going to do?
Maybe train line steam
Ooh,
if I have that.
do you?
I misplaced my. Where is my picture of the tender? There it is. I don't know if these are built for like fast freight. Not sure.
Uh,
There's something that's screaming in my face, and I want to say it.
I know.
Please.
There's a couple of things.
I'm sure there were a couple of things.
It's the stress.
Yeah, it's the stress. I have the cross compound. I have a bunch of other junk on the engine. I'm sure.
Hold on. I mean, I can ask Casey if 2102 has train line steam.
That would be helpful, but won't come in time.
765. I'm looking at a picture of 765's tender.
I mean, one of the longest revenue passenger trains in excursions.
Well, you've got to pick something.
Okay, I think I am going to pick.
It's one of these movie
Yeah.
60 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the cross compound.
Okay, the dual cross compounds. Okay.
Okay, now to look at 765's air compressor.
It probably does.
No, you both have dual cross
Yeah, you
compounds.
both have dual
Yeah, I'm
cross
sure.
compounds. And do you, Tyler? Or do you just have the one?
Let me check. I think I have two. I think I have one on one on the other side.
I'm pretty sure
Let me
TJ and
see.
I just have one. I can't imagine why we would need two.
Yeah, I have
Skookum,
two.
Skookum pushes a lot of log cars, or gets pushed around by a lot of them. Either or.
All right. Well, that's it then. Let's see the final results because I don't know who won. We didn't
If
mathematically
I'm not
eliminate
wrong,
anyone.
I think I win by 2 points.
Let's
I think.
see. You won by
One.
one.
Oh.
By one.
Ooh.
That's why it wasn't eliminated at the end because the two of you were tied, or the two of you were you were able to tie still, I should say. So 765 has its second win, or maybe its second win, maybe its third in Zombie Train Locomotive Versus, and Northern, you have your first win.
First appearance, first win.
First appearance.
100% success
Yeah,
rate.
100%, and I will never see you again. 100% win rate, taking it home. 83 points for you, Bender.
Oh, no, thank you.
The thing I would have called was... Well, the thing I would have called was the smokebox hinges, but you both have that too.
God damn it again!
You both have that
Second
too.
time.
It wouldn't have helped.
Lightweight rods, actually.
What'd you say?
Rods?
Lightweight rods.
Are they really lightweight in the T1s? I guess they are.
Yeah, they are.
Are there more?
Either
are they,
that or they're just roller bearing design, which
Importantly,
is
are they more
still
light-
better than
Go ahead.
they look to be roller bearing rods as well, which I don't think 765s are.
Seven.
I
I know
have those?
765 has roller bearings on the drivers, though, I think. Could be wrong.
Do you have roll?
I just know, like, the
I'm
late
sure.
birds kind of interest.
I'm
But
not sure if you
the rods...
Just the thing is that the pure Marquette ones don't at all,
Burn-
and
yeah.
the rods look like they're more.
For an engine built in
Traditional style of
1989,
oil
I would hope I have roller bearings.
I would hope so
It's
too.
the Chinese.
Chinese.
They're cheap.
Yeah, but
Oh.
If 3025 rolls over, it has one of those oval, like golden oval stickers on the bottom. Anyway, all right. So from the top, yep. Northern wins it with 765, 84 points. Benner got second, lost it just by a nose, 83 points. 77.5 points for third place. That's Tyler. 76.5 points for fourth place. That's TJ, and 57 points for me. I thought I had 53 a minute ago. Did somebody give me a bunch of points? No.
Is it your style points?
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I must have... Oops, wrong thing. I forgot I marked down style points for myself. Oh yeah, no, 57 points. Alright, I don't know where I got that. But that's the standings for this episode of Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. 1225 is still just, like, hanging out. It's still just milling around. Oh, okay, I hit live and it's there. But anyway, yep. Congratulations, Northern, and everyone else. Thank you for playing. Bender, you got frighteningly close.
I didn't think I would get that far in 2102.
That was nerve-wracking.
It's actually... Has it appeared before?
2102 in Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. That's actually a really good question. It
I
hasn't had
don't
many.
think so, 'cause it's
Gone.
only last year was it's actually available, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say it hasn't been available for very long.
True. I
So-
just mean, like, T1s in general.
Well, there hasn't been one running.
Okay, true.
Yeah, and
Oh, Casey's here.
they've definitely
Jesus.
showed up in Locomotive Versus and Locomotive Royales and things of that nature. But as far as having them in a Zombie Train one, it's been, pretty much impossible.
I bet they're going to leave at 5.
All right, so we're going to move on to our discussion topics while I clean up. Does anyone want to kick off the discussion topics while I clean up?
The, like, main news ones?
Yes, please.
Okay, I could start if you want. So, a few weeks ago, I believe it was a few weeks ago, we had this interesting thing happen where an Amtrak train in Michigan caught air.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my. That's
Yes,
that's your discussion topic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Oh, I just noticed you labeled it
Great
accidents and
bad.
Christmas.
Yes.
I don't.
Sometimes accidents happen on Christmas. We all made me walk.
Jesus Christ! I mean, I guess I was born in the 9th month.
I had to trim it down a bit. I moved some stuff around. I figured it
Okay.
out.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Um,
carry on, please.
So and there was an accident on the crossing or around it. Somebody got pulled over or something happened, right? Um, the police had failed to contact Amtrak, but they contacted CSX. They had the wrong crossing. Yeah, so they were moving a vehicle from the grade crossing, and as they were doing that, it happened to be on the tracks, and the train like got on the ramp and caught air, and it was nuts.
Yeah, no, honestly, they set up the tow truck, and it was a flatbed tow truck. They set it up, like, parallel with the tracks, on the tracks. It was like something out of GTA, where
Yeah,
you're
it was
driving
like a
along
little,
and you
like,
see
video
the ramp
game moment.
truck.
For
It
reference,
was
this
perfect.
this was a month ago on November 16th, so it's a little old, but it's still really cool, and it's impressive that nobody was injured, and only like the first couple cars derailed, if that.
Yeah.
We've had worse derailments from trains just like falling off the track instead of literally getting air.
It's... The video is, which we've definitely talked about and had on previous episodes, is just completely insane.
Yeah,
It is.
I was talking to a couple guys waiting for my train home one day about it. Just like two random dudes. They were talking about trains, and and of course, because I like trains, I had to butt myself in. And I was like, "Oh, did you see this one where the Amtrak train like caught air?" And they're like, "No, no, what the hell?"
It's kind of nuts,
It is nuts.
but
Yeah.
it's thankful that nobody was injured, nobody lost their life, and that's a good thing. It's good that nothing bad happened except some damage to, presumably somebody's tow truck and this engine
Presumably.
and the M fleet, presumably.
I don't
That-
think damage to the tow truck is the right word there.
The tow truck
Crushed.
was eliminated.
Does this hurt the tow truck?
Nah, tow trucks don't have feelings.
Disclaimer: one tow truck was damaged at the beginning of
Man, what are you doing in space? You're in Lethal Company now. Anyway, so on the next topic, which is very similar, the RNN managed to hit somebody's car, which they also failed to notify anybody, I do believe. Yeah, they failed to notify either the police or the railroad, which, okay, I don't know why.
They just, like, hit it and kept going?
No, they just left their car there. It got stuck, and they just left it on the tracks.
Oh, the person with the car. Okay, I thought
Yes.
you were saying the RNN demolished someone's car and told no one.
No. That would be really funny.
Run.
So at 1 a.m. on December 11th, so about 5 days ago, right? 5 or 6. They hit the car, and then yeah, nobody's injured, of course. The guy wasn't there, but it's still kind of dumb. Like, first of all, that's a modern car. I can see it's new. And secondly, if I had a car like that and it was stuck on the tracks, I would like try everything in my power to get it off there.
And I would also call as many people as I can.
This is in the same vein as like that guy last year trying to blow up the RNN at the Wendy's.
I don't think we ever covered that.
That was really funny.
I totally forgot about that.
God.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I wish we had that article. I don't okay. So the
And
RNN
this-
has been having a time.
Yes.
What else? What else with the RNN?
So the RNN also this month celebrated hauling although it's not really the same vein, they celebrated hauling 1 million tons, I believe, of anthracite total,
Wow.
if I have the right one here. Yes.
How many
Yeah,
souls
1
do you
million
owe the
tons of
company store
anthracite.
after that?
Yeah, so since it's operating in 1990, it has served 1 million tons of anthracite, which doesn't sound impressive, but you have to think about it's coal. And this is it's over like a 40-year period or so, right? 40, 50 years. But they still did it.
62,500 souls.
Thank you for the quick maps. For the record, 2102 does not have train line steam.
Aw,
I
sad.
asked Casey. It does not have train line steam, nor does it have HEP or CAP signals.
Aw. Well, rip.
Dad.
So, compared to what it used to be, Reading and Northern has 400 miles of track, 1,800 freight cars, 65 locomotives, and 350 full and part-time people, which is impressive for, like, what, a Class 2? Something like that, if it's a Class 2, Class 3.
Yeah, it's a class
Class
2.
two.
But it's impressive that they managed to pump all the money into it, haul 1 million tons of anthracite over, like, 30, 40 years, and and restore and operate 2 steam locomotives at the same time.
You know what would have been really
That's
funny?
a funny side note there.
Yeah. You know what would have been really funny if we had that question. I didn't notice Casey was in Oarsman A. I would have dragged her in here just to ask that question, and then
They only,
kicked her back out.
unfortunately, they only just got here.
Yeah.
But I'll go talk to
Oops.
them eventually when we're done with this.
Well, yeah, we can all go hang
Also-
out.
Also relevant. Again, Reading.
I can't. I'm not
Reading
a
and Blue
horseman.
Mountain Northern. They are doing their Santa trains.
Northern, we can
One
drag you
yesterday. So they're doing it yesterday. They're doing it today as we speak, and they're doing a couple more on the 23rd and the 24th. I have no idea if they're hauling it with 2102. I would assume they're doing like one. But who knows? Go right behind the North Pole Express 15.
All right.
It's Jimmy John's. Not. Let's see.
Well, and we do
What
have
is it?
the Steamtown one as well.
Right.
Oh, it's still watching. Yes. Oh, it's dark. It's dark at
So-
Steamtown now.
I'll rip. So also relevant, and because we have Casey here as well, the Little Baldwin Switcher is running the Santa trains in Steamtown and around. They're delivering presents, I do believe. I think they're still doing that, and they're having a little fun, little Christmas, you know.
Run on the main line, Mango Gobbles.
They're running on the main line. They got the wreath. Everybody has the wreath this year.
Yes.
This was published.
Somebody should have
a
brought
couple weeks ago.
26.
So, I didn't even think about. Do we have a full stat page for 26? We definitely don't.
I hope so.
We definitely do not.
It's a Baldwin.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
I
it's
don't
on
think
the
there is.
website.
Yeah, they're
I
running.
could make a stat page.
Okay,
They're running
well, that's
26, giving out presents. You know, they're having a lot of fun, and it's causing Casey a big
headache.
headache over
Yeah.
there in the DL. Dispatch.
You want to go backwards now?
But it's really nice.
wanna
It's
go?
nice to see all these Santa trains going out. I hope not the FEC, but like CSX is probably going to do it again this year, I hope. And I think 148 did something like that last year too,
I
at
think
least
so.
2 years ago.
The,
Oh crap, it's December. I forgot to get out to Minnesota. Shit.
Hold on.
The Milwaukee.
When was this built? Oh, it was
26, I think, was built in like
yeah,
20s
it
or
was
30s.
1929 because according to Wikipedia, they made identical locomotives for some other railroads. But I don't think any of those are on the thing either. Let's see. Lehigh, New England. No. Okay, no, we don't. We don't have a stat page for Baldwin 26. We should do
Rip.
that. If only Steamtown had decided to make our trading cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we would have a full stat page.
3713.
For the record, buy trading cards. They make a great stocking stuffer.
They do buy trading cards.
They won't be there by Christmas, but you never know. Buy them anyway. I did want to. We were talking about the putting wreaths on everything. We saw the picture of the MBTA locomotive with the wreath. So TJ, I want you to tell us more about the MBTA and what they've been doing as of late. Also, 1225 is leaving. It looks like. TJ? Is TJ dead?
Oh, my mic was off. Duh.
Oh.
So, yeah, every single time I'm on this podcast, I talk about the MBTA crumbling. And
Classic.
I read this
feel it was
article the other
overtime.
day in the American Prospect called Escaping Public Transit Quagmires. And no, they're not talking about Family Guy.
Damn.
They're talking about this article basically compares and contrasts post pandemic public transit in New York City and Boston. And they were talking about how, all the normal stuff, Boston's transportation stuff crumbling. Federal Transit Authority came in and ripped them apart. And then it got worse. Apparently now things are just starting to turn around a little bit, but not really. And uh, this article makes an interesting comparison. It says, what sets New York apart from Boston is an intrinsic understanding that public transportation, the subway in particular, is indispensable and is what makes New York work. When the subway reached a breaking point with service snafus in the summer of 2017, Cuomo declared a state of emergency, which helped him get the congestion plan moving. Boston has a similar relationship with its transit system, but its officials and political leaders don't seem to be able to devise reforms that dent the agency's unresponsive culture. Furthermore, the MBTA does not have the pull on Boston's Beacon Hill that the MTA does in Albany, nor do Boston mayors have the clout with state lawmakers or governors that Gotham's mayors have. Yet world-class status doesn't come easy to a city yoked to exorbitantly priced housing and bad transit. Quote, it's still a tough political issue because you're trying to solve this housing crisis by leaning on the T, and the T is not exactly showing itself to be capable of dealing with the issue, says Parr. He's from earlier in the article. I don't know his first name right now because I
Parr.
can't see it. Parr, just some dude named Parr. A multifaceted plan of revenue raisers and bold executive actions like New York undertook is possible, but Boston leaders have never mustered the will or political alliances to force the agency to come up with a program of relentless accountability that it can actually deliver.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Basically,
get dunked on MBTA, but it's not like they don't
Yeah.
deserve it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Boston needs some change, and the change is really not. People want the change, but the people who are supposedly representing the people who want the change aren't making the change happen.
Yeah.
Except for a few lawmakers, which is a little interesting. I'll jump to this quick and then probably open it up for discussion a little better. The part of the oh my god,
What?
like I got like 3 pop-ups as soon as I opened the. Is this a subscriber only? Oh my god.
What is
Oh,
it?
this is the one I sent the PDF of.
Oh shoot!
The
I'm sorry
the
about
MBTA
that.
electrification.
Um,
Well, basically, I read the article after I downloaded the PDF. Basically, there are a few lawmakers that are actually forcing dates and timeline, like more specific timelines, onto the MBTA electrification push, because they introduced the plan, and I'm pretty sure the plan was like sort of agreed upon, but there were no like there were like vague notions of when the cutoffs for diesel power and all that stuff would be, but there was never like, okay, we're going to do this by this time, we're going to do this by this time. And so now there's a few lawmakers that are actually trying to push to get that sort of like concrete date wording and like into the legislation, and are trying to, actually push concrete items to be happening rather than vague notions of, oh, we should electrify by this date or
Yeah.
like by this vague date. I wish I could read the article so I could get a better
better idea of what's going on. And
yeah.
I wouldn't personally hold my breath about any MBTA electrification, but it would be nice to see, even if it's only on the, even if we get some equipment for the Providence Stoughton line or something like that.
Well, see, my thing would be like, if there's like the first article talks about how there needs to be kind of like a bold political action to improve the T. And while I know it's mostly focusing on the subway, but like the sort of infrastructure improvement and infrastructure redesign that it would take to electrify, I feel like fits the bill of like large political action.
I mean,
towards fixing the
I
T.
definitely would disagree with that. It does fit that bill.
Like I think, I don't know, the T needs something. And if this is what it is, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I don't want to. I obviously don't want to sort of say negative things about the idea of electrification and electrifying the T. Obviously, there are plenty of good reasons why we should want that and why we should push for that. I'm afraid of trying to run before we can walk, though. I think we have a lot of fixing to do. I mean, the commuter rail is pretty good, all things considered. It's like the least problematic, maybe aside from the blue line. Um, but it would be nice to see. I don't know. I just wish I felt more confident in the MBTA before we started doing bold things. I feel like it's bold enough to want the trains to be on time, and that shouldn't be the case, but I feel like it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
If
something bold needs to happen. If like I don't see anything else.
yeah,
Like maybe the blue line extension, but like that's not really going to solve any of the core issues.
no, but I don't
And I
think
guess neither is this.
that's yeah.
But like at the same time, it's like at least for like PR in optics, like shiny new electric trains, alongside honestly they're repairing the relationship. One of the other articles talks about this. The state is kind of repairing their relationship with CRRC,
Mm,
um, which is good because all of the Orange Line cars, like the shells and stuff, have been built. They're just kind of sitting there under tarps right now. Yeah, 152 Orange Line car shells have been fabricated, and the grounds around the Springfield factory is filled with parked car shells covered in white tarp. Um, I don't know. I feel like if people see shiny new things on the MBTA, they're gonna at least know something's happening.
yeah,
But also,
Yeah.
again, like to your point, like look what happened with the Green Line extension. I mean,
yeah. It's just a question of I feel like, and I'm throwing out adages here, and I don't really like doing that because I feel like it undercuts the thing that I'm trying to say. But the right thing for the wrong reason. If
Mhm.
I wouldn't complain about them doing electrification projects. I want them to do electrification projects. I just the political will I just don't feel like is ever going to stand up, or at least not right now, is going to stand up to the level of making that kind of effort when we need to do so many other things. Uh,
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I I I
My one
want it.
question
You know
though,
what?
when it comes to this electrification, like it's yes, the ends justify the means in some cases, to take another adage. My question is, it doesn't deal with the ends specifically, right? It doesn't fix the core problems of the MBTA.
Right.
But
that's what
wouldn't
Ellis was saying. Yeah.
electrification lower the overhead operational cost, which means you can spend more on getting the core issues fixed later?
And maybe you would hope, although you still do have to put in the money to get the locomotives or train sets or
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
do all that stuff. It's a huge capital cost. Um, but yeah, maybe year over year it might be less money. You might hope. It depends how the maintenance for the overhead shakes out.
Hmm.
And
And where they're getting the electricity from.
yeah, well, yeah, and I feel like Northeast Corridor, you'd be having to make a deal with Amtrak, right, for how to pay that power bill. But and all the other lines, and yeah, I mean it's beholden to whatever. Power has been getting a little expensive over here lately. They did approve a whole bunch of offshore wind projects in recent, in like recent months, if I remember seeing stuff, or at least one got. There was something in news about offshore wind. Point is, it exists, and they're working on it. Um, yeah, no, I have to imagine it would be less money in the long run, but it is a big ask to front that capital cost to make that happen. Um, and yeah, it doesn't. I feel like most of the problems the T has have nothing to do with the commuter rail.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, in the past, historically, I mean, another point is that they have lean when the subway fails, they do lean on the commuter rail.
Yeah, but it can only do so much. It gets people into downtown, and then, well, downtown Boston, a city which is not walkable or drivable, and the transit's on fire.
Yeah. I saw a video last night actually of some dudes riding on top of a red line train
Oh God.
and doing flips off into the Neponset River.
What in the hell?
Yeah.
That's
It kind of looked badass, but
I mean, I'm sure
yeah,
it
don't do
felt that way, but don't do that.
it looked cool as hell.
This is what we have
Uh.
CGI in movies for.
Yeah.
Don't be your own stuntman, please.
Yeah,
Unless you're
well,
trained to do that.
exactly.
one thing that might be good for the T's image in the short term is the low income fare program.
Okay.
So if you're a student, low income young adult under 26 or 25 and senior citizen above 65, you get a half price fare. But apparently if you're low income between the ages of 26 and 64, you don't get a discount right now, which is kind of wild considering how expensive the T is.
Yeah.
You don't get a discount if you're low income.
Nope.
Not if you're between the ages of 26 and 64, but there's a new program that seeks to fix that. It would give a 50% fare discount to everyone in the age range who have incomes up to 200% of the federal poverty level, according to Stephen Povich, the T's director of fare policy and analytics.
Mhm.
So if an individual makes 29K a year or 60K for a household of four, you get the half price fare.
Which
That's not bad.
yeah, that's pretty good considering that the T tickets, like not the subway and buses are fine. The commuter rail's expensive.
It is very expensive. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. But this is cool because it covers every mode. It covers bus, subway, ferry, commuter rail, and the ride.
Oh, nice.
So this one works a little bit differently than just buying your ticket with like your student ID present. This says, Povich says that those who enroll in the program would be mailed a special Charlie card that after being loaded with money would only deduct the half price fare when tapped on a fare reader. For the commuter rail, riders would be able to use the card to get the discount via the vending machines, the M-Ticket app, and from the conductor.
Nice.
Which I think this is really huge, like you said, for the commuter rail people. It says, like, how much would they save? Depends on the person. MBTA rider with a monthly pass would save $720 a year. Meanwhile, commuter rail users could save even more. For example, a monthly pass holder going between Framingham and Boston would save $1,900 a month.
God.
A month.
Yeah, a month. That's how effing
Jeez.
expensive the commuter rail is.
That's
Oh
That's
no,
a
it's
good-
probably a year. Sorry, it's a year
Oh,
because it
it's a
says
year?
720 a year. Yeah,
That's
Okay.
still like
the monthly pass verbiage was throwing me off. Yeah,
at least where I live, that's 2 months of rent.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
like,
ready
for
to go
me-
with it. I didn't do the mental math. I was just like, I must have
Yeah.
missed something in here, but that's a really big number.
Yeah, no, it says monthly and then yearly, like right next to it. So I got confused. But yeah,
Still cheap on your car.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, my towing from Fitchburg to Boston is $400 a month. So if I made the, I was in the threshold, I would only be paying $200 a month, which is like $200 goes a long way if you're only
Yeah.
making $29,000 a year.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. I think this is going to be helpful for people because whenever this T has like the free rides or the weekend pass and stuff, it's always way more crowded. Like if people could afford to use the train, more people would.
Yep. It is nice to have options, you know?
One thing I don't agree with on this, someone asked him, why not just make the T free for everyone? It's the simpler option.
Yeah.
The Povich contends that low-income fares are a more efficient way to increase ridership without sacrificing too much revenue. Service, safety, and reliability are certainly the most important factors for rider across the economic spectrum, adding that fares matter more as an incentive for low-income riders.
Yeah.
But someone else has a counterpoint here. Mary Skelton Roberts, Boston's representative on the MBTA board, questioned the argument. She asked MBTA staff to take a closer look at the long-term costs of setting up and administering the low-income fare program compared to just making fares free. We've spent, quote, we've spent I don't even know how many millions of dollars on a fare modernization program that hasn't even been implemented yet, Roberts said. And Povich said he would be happy to return later with a more in-depth analysis on the subject. In the coming year, MBTA expects to collect around 420 million fares.
God damn it.
In fares, around 16%. Only 16% of the agency's total revenue. Well, all right, that's interesting.
That's a drop in the bucket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna start a whole thing about like the counterpoint of like we don't really want to get into the discussion about like underfunding the MBTA. You know, I feel like that must, you know, that's probably important. Somebody's got a 240 wagon on the camera, I think. Oh, I know that was a Forester. It was just blurry. I didn't want to, you know, I was gonna like unpeel this onion about Massachusetts' problems with transit funding, but 16%?
But it says in the article, yeah.
That's
According to WBUR.
not a lot.
No, it's really not. I feel like a state agency could really step in and provide that extra 16%.
The question
if fares
is,
happen to
will
be
one?
free.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
these are the bold changes that we need.
yeah, exactly. Like if they need to do something to radically shift their image in the public eye, making the train free, I think, is an easy win.
Yeah. Would it
Wow.
cost them less money than electrification? Probably a lot less.
Well, also the thing is like the person like Skelton mentioned, like how much have they already spent on the fare modernization? Like the thing where you can't even leave North Station without showing your ticket.
Yep.
Like
Waste
what's
of
the
money.
what's the point of that? How many millions of dollars have we spent on quote modernizing everything? They have like 3 different ways you can pay for everything on the T. It's so confusing.
It always annoys me how there's like 3 different ways of paying across the T system. Like the fares for the subway and bus are not necessarily compatible with the fares for the train, or not necessarily compatible with the fares for the ferry.
Yep. And also there's like a perk card that you can get through your employer apparently, like which gives you like it's like you can pay for the train and the subway and the bus and all that, but it also is separate.
Hmm.
And then, you know, they're trying to introduce like a mobile option now, I think. Like isn't that the whole point of the fare modernization, that you'll be able to pay from your phone? I don't know. It's all like and how much more would it cost to just go in there with a sledgehammer and get rid of all the fare gates? You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll do it for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let the people of Boston in there.
Let them after. I mean, it's the Boston Garden. Just let people out after a Celtics game. Let them have their fun.
Yeah, after a Celtics L, just
Yeah.
let them at them. But yeah, one more thing to cover, which is I'll end on a positive note. Compass Rail.
Wow.
It's finally happening, folks. The moment we've all been waiting for. Massachusetts East-West Rail that isn't the Lake Shore Limited.
Any like I'll take anything. I want train. I wish this had happened while I was in college.
Yes, this would be awesome for you.
Yeah. I would really
But also,
like
if you
to see more trains
Yeah.
across Massachusetts. It's definitely a market that's worth serving.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, you know, the energy going into this. One thing that's interesting, Ellis, that you may notice,
What?
is that there's a new stop back on the map.
Oh, I don't even have it open. I moved them over. Which article is this?
Oh,
This is
the
MBTA
Reddit
funds.
link.
Yep. Is it Palmer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
Steve
will
McTender
soon be able to
restaurant.
go direct from Boston to the Steve McTender and return, or from New Haven to the Steve McTender and return.
Okay, but you know what we're missing? Providence to Worcester.
Well, Boston Surface whatever the hell that railroad was called, they sold off their New Haven thing.
Oh, great.
Finally,
To
yeah,
who?
it's going to Mass Coastal,
Oh, okay.
which is good because it's just been sitting there getting vandalized for the last few years. So
Yeah. Well, we need compass rail. We definitely. I mean, the north-south corridor is already doing great. We need better rail from Boston to Albany. We need a way around Providence, I guess, Boston to New Haven, and stopping in Palmer and everything. But we also need Providence to Worcester to complete the triangle, and we need something over the northern tier as well. But
yeah, I think
this is
I think if this compass rail, I think if this takes off and really really shines and gets the ridership they want, I could definitely see a northern tier becoming an option, like a real
yeah.
option.
Also, I see this proposed new daily Boston Albany service. MassDOT aims to add 2 new daily trips on the inland route between Boston, New Haven, and Springfield. 2 new daily Amtrak trips, it says, on the inland route from Boston to New Haven via Springfield. Now, something I would love to see in the future, especially with the idea of more trains across Massachusetts, possibly stripping, possibly hitting the limit of capacity at South Station, uh, a use of the Grand Junction branch to route some trains into North Station, especially Amtrak trains coming from points south that make the change over to diesel in New Haven, run over the inland route, and then terminate in North Station for those people that are trying to make a connection with the Downeaster. Uh,
Yes, please.
yeah, because right now I see posts on the Amtrak subreddit and stuff of people going to Maine, and it's like I'm confused about the itinerary that Amtrak has given me. What does it mean? And it's like, oh God, you know?
Yeah, basically it's good luck when you get to Boston. We'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, it says get off at Back Bay and take the Orange Line, and it's like I don't the average Amtrak passenger is going to be able to do that, but there are definitely a subset of people who take Amtrak because it's way easier than anything else, and having to make the transfer via subway through a different fare system is, I feel like it can be a lot to ask of your octogenarian grandparent who is going to
It would
Maine.
be. So here's a question. So if you have well, obviously not, because how would this even work? But like, wouldn't it be neat if your Amtrak ticket came with like if you booked a train that went from South Station to North Station, if it included like the subway fare in it or whatever, so you didn't have to figure out the T at all.
Ugh,
You could
that'd
just
be
be
so
like,
nice. I don't know if it
if we're
does,
gonna
but it might. But
if we're gonna do the fare modernization, have a QR code on your phone from the Amtrak ticket that just scans on the Charlie card reader.
hmm. But what would be even easier than that? Making it free.
Ah, free. We
Yeah.
can't do that.
16%.
My
It's an
16%.
absurd number. All right, we should probably
Anyway.
move on to a different
Yeah.
discussion topic. 'Cause we've been
Different
here for a
state.
while.
Move on to a different state.
Although we
How
can
about
still
let's
keep.
go?
What do you say, Tyler?
I was about to say, since mine's like does not lead into everything else left on the field.
Oh.
Well, it kind of does.
Okay, I mean, if you want to sneak that one in, I was gonna keep on the Amtrak train. I was gonna do Northern and then myself, but yeah, let's do the intermodal one and get it out of the way.
Yeah. Well, in what I partially think is UP getting to grips with CPKC actually being a thing, and
Trying
oh my
himself
god,
to
we
sleep,
need to
isn't it?
improve service.
Gasp.
Yeah,
We need
like
to do
as
good.
Railroad improving
We
service?
need
What
to
is this, the
actually
1950s?
yeah.
We've had so many
Hey,
articles
government,
lately of the combined forces of UP, BNSF, NS, CSX, just and CN just losing it over the fact that CPKC exists and being like, no, guys, we can run better intermodal service. I swear, we'll connect to here and we'll do these like joint projects and whatever. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like, why weren't you doing this before?
Because the bottom line
Nothing's
has been
changed.
threatened now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're losing way more money because of it.
But the first thing that they announced was that they're going to make Houston into the God port.
The Houston hub.
So
God.
yeah, now you can send from Port of Houston to Laredo, Texas, El Paso, Los Angeles, Oakland, Salt Lake City, Denver, Kansas City, Chicago, and Memphis.
Wait, so
Which-
are they're going to rebuild the Impossible Railway for this, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously they're gonna
that
send
would be
Jeebos
nice,
on
but that would
stacks.
be for San Diego.
Well,
I need to see.
Sad.
I need to see
And these, well,
like a mile-long double stack train going through those crappy tunnels.
string lining across the trestle.
Go trust.
God, over the wooden trestle you go. Actually, no, down it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you know like the Lego breaking sound.
Yeah.
that's the sound of the trestle coming down.
You aren't going to go over the
God.
trestle, you're going to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
But yeah,
word.
so it's service improvements, and they're adding just more operational capacity, quote unquote. Which, like, I think they have been including additional trackage on some routes, which is good, but
No,
the thing that
they're sending in more trains.
yeah,
Longer
the
trains.
thing that surprises me is that Union Pacific is also starting to experiment with new markets and not just send stuff to LA or Chicago or Denver. Specifically, they've decided that Phoenix actually does get containers.
Wow.
I don't know how BNSF and UP finally started this revelation, but in the last year, they figured out that yes, we get containers. So the current situation, how it's been beforehand, is BNSF has recently started their runs from Barstow. They go all the way out to Canyon Diablo, and they have a unit on the rear. They swap the crews. So the crew that took it from California gets off on the east end. The west end guys get in with whatever van they've got in on, take the DPU, and just book it down to Phoenix. And that's because BNSF's been the only group with an intermodal facility in Phoenix area. Union Pacific now is probably going to be pulling the same exact stunt, but going from Long Beach down to either Tucson and then booking it up, or they're going to take this very sketchy Y onto the Phoenix
great.
main.
That's a great idea.
Oh, great.
Which
I need to see maps.
The thing is-
I'm going to the open railway map.
yeah, you go
Well, they can do
look
what
on the
CSX
map.
is-
You'll see.
They could do what CSX is doing up here and just like rebuild half of the freaking line.
So you're talking about
Well,
the,
I'm getting.
you're talking about the Y south of Floy or Eloy rather.
I think so.
Yeah, as opposed to going
The one where
the
the-
way from taking the left at Welton and going up
Oh,
that
that
way.
is a Y.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
it's a
it's-
real skew.
Well, some of the trackage in the Phoenix area isn't the nicest, and I'm kind of surprised that they took 844 around here.
Well, of course they
But-
have to show off the steamer.
Yeah,
I
well,
love how
bring
many
her back.
right
It's
angle
been
turns
over a decade.
exist on the main lines in Phoenix.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
tried to make a
We're a grid
railroad
city.
but on a grid.
Well, most of it was
It's
like
a road and
it was
railroad.
before Phoenix was a grid, and then we get a grid in, and they're like, oh, we should realign a bit, and then they're like, wait,
Mason.
Oh, so Mason
Yeah.
designed this.
yeah, Mason.
Oh my god, I hate it.
But
The
yeah,
turns
How
are
many
so
more-
sharp.
How many more Mason mentions can we get in this podcast?
I don't know.
If we could get a
12:25
lot.
left.
Anybody have any Bridges
well-
articles or Michigan
Yeah.
articles or anything?
We'll get to that.
Well, we had the one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
do,
so
actually.
the Phoenix metro area, which is still growing. We're like was like sixth largest growing state or something. Currently has 4.85 million residents, 10th largest metro area in the U.S.
Goodness.
And all we're getting is the weird jumpy service from BNSF currently. So UP is partnering with a group that they're setting Duncan and Sons lines to set up in the Phoenix yard, which is where they have the whole car loading facilities,
hmm
to put in intermodal for a bit, and it's kind of just a test thing. which makes me lead that if they realize, which they probably will realize, that there's going to be a lot of traffic going through here. A certain main line west of Phoenix might come back, which will make certain feds very happy.
Yeah, well, that actually ties quite well into the idea of more Amtrak and these expansions. And I know some people in the audience have probably seen the most recent The Map TM. Let me see if I can find an article that has it, because we have a bunch. We have probably 10 different articles regarding intercity rail and proposed things. But one in particular is about Amtrak returning to Phoenix. I don't know exactly the details, but service, of course, was continued in 1996 when they shifted the Sunset Limited to Maricopa. They closed down the line west of Phoenix, and they just use it for car storage now. Maricopa is 40 miles outside of Phoenix in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find this map, but is anyone here curious or is anyone here familiar with the routes that have been sort of announced for increased service or the Corridor ID program?
Is the North Coast Hiawatha coming back?
That would be Chicago, Milwaukee, La Crosse, Twin Cities. Oh, no, sorry, that's not it.
That's the Southern Montana route,
the
so
Southern
through the
Montana.
actual populated cities.
Let's see.
I think it is. I remember that on the map.
I remember I did see it on the map. I'm looking at. Oh, these are the 9 additional routes that were asked. Hold on, or that were. Now it's more Corridor ID program, but yeah. So they've been doing this thing lately. They have been doing a long procedure to find additional potential corridors to fund. The multi-corridor operation enhancement project. No, that's not it. These are for. Oh, I found the map. Okay. Let me put this map down so you can see what's going on here. Paste.
Yep.
Because
one.
there is a lot that can be said about, or in the course of these articles, but there's nothing quite as concrete as just quite simply looking at the map. We're talking about upgrades to 15 existing routes, add or extend service up on 47 routes, 7 new high-speed rail projects. Basically, just a big old pile of work, including, of course, the connection to Scranton, which has been, I believe, awarded a bunch of money. They say they passed a key step. What do you say?
Are they rebuilding the Lackawanna cutoff for that?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Based.
Yes, it's gonna be badass.
Yeah, so this is more underway than most of the projects that have been announced or discussed here, but we have one of the other ones that sticks out to me is the extension of the Heartland Flyer into Kansas to meet the Southwest Chief. They got 500 grand for continued studying of this very recently.
Hey, Ellis, do you know what the extended Downeaster is?
The extended Downeaster,
Or the new funding for the Downeaster?
I believe that is to Rockland. That's what was talked about most recently. Let's see, is it on this map? Yeah, it is. So yeah, it's to Rockland. You also have the Cardinal, the second section that goes into Texas. You have Texas High Speed, Brightline West, California High Speed. You have a high speed route in the Cascades, another one between Atlanta and I believe that's Savannah, or what town is that in southern North Carolina?
Raleigh?
Hold on. I have the.
No, that's not Raleigh. I don't think.
I have the. I have a video here. Yeah. Yeah, it's Charlotte. Sorry, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte and Atlanta. Um,
Ohio over here with.
Ohio has
The
a
other.
bunch of stuff going on. Yeah, they want to re-add service to that. And you have the Front Range sort of all by itself. I'm stunned that they haven't wanted. They haven't done anything about bringing the Southwest Chief to Pueblo.
Mhm.
I'm surprised that isn't part of it. And one of the other things, which is a very funny article because they use a toy train as the image. Because it's the governor riding or piloting the Zufari Express train in Salt Lake City. Governor of Utah said he is interested in looking into the possibility of a train route connecting Salt Lake City to Boise and Las Vegas.
Was.
Yeah, so this would be. There are a couple of proposed routes here, but yeah, this is actually a pretty cool article. Desert Wind Corridor is what they have termed it on the map. But yeah, it didn't come out in the FRA corridor ID study. And he's saying, hey, we're still interested in doing this, and we could push for it on our own. I'm failing to find. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm looking at this. It's because I'm seeing lines for I think counties. Desert Wind Corridor, existing rail, future service. Yeah, so they want to do from Las Vegas up into Salt Lake City. Here's another map for use. Put this on.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
Ooh.
I'm curious as to what people think about this. I mean, I don't need to sit here and ramble about the options. I want people to look at the maps, and you can read the articles if you want more detail. But a lot of this is just kind of faff. It's just, okay, yeah, the processes are happening. We're one step closer, important steps, that sort of thing. Tyler, I can't help but notice that on the map, the connection into Phoenix does not come out the other side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just because there's only one dash line between Phoenix and Tucson as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're because I know ADOT's talked about the West 6 for a little bit because I don't see ADOT's thought about doing commuter rail between Phoenix and Tucson before, and it's always been a continual study that they're like, oh, ever since the early 2000s. We'll look at this, we'll look at this. I don't think there's going to be enough for Amtrak to justify just doing a diversion. Like, not a diversion, but like a little section that goes off to Phoenix. Because frankly, the only people who really go to the Maricopa stop, which is the only one you lose by going out the west side for Phoenix,
Right.
is people who are going to Phoenix anyways.
Yeah, I can't imagine that the Maricopa stop gets a lot of local attention.
Yeah. Well, the only local attention it really gets is the Cal Zephyr car that lives there.
Oh, well. I want to know, what is the population of Maricopa? Let's see.
Small. I
60,000.
can tell you right now. Yeah.
I mean, a couple of these are sorely needed. I'm surprised. I mean, these are relatively small additions. The largest one on here is the North Coast Hiawatha, if I'm reading this right. If I'm reading the map right, Bender. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I read the trains article, and I think it mentioned North Coast Hiawatha.
Yeah. We've got also like 3 or 4 different things in Minnesota.
One of those is probably the actual Hiawatha,
Right. Which
because that one goes through Wisconsin and up, and then into Minneapolis.
okay.
Yeah.
We also have the improved Pennsylvanian. And I've noticed a continuation, or, dotted line between Pittsburgh and Columbus, Ohio, and then on to Chicago, which would definitely be a good use of the Pennsylvanian.
I noticed that it says Keystone. Is that because it's the Keystone corridor, or because they're going to use this? They're going to extend the Keystone train itself.
That's a good question. I don't know one way or the other, but I can see. Let's see.
Because if so, that would. I don't know why they would do that. Because the Keystone is electric, the Pennsylvanian is diesel.
I mean, electrify it.
Well, yes.
I mean,
Actually,
the new Chargers and the new Aerios can go between diesel and electric without switching.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, more dual mode stuff is always good for the situation here.
That's true. They could just axe the Pennsylvanian completely and just call it all Keystone with the dual mode stuff.
Well, no, call
Yeah.
that the Keystone. Bring the Keystone frequencies out to Pittsburgh, and then extend the Pennsylvanian all the way to Chicago.
My question is, what's the service that's going down from Detroit over to, I think, Cleveland?
Oh yeah, that was one of the Ohio services that they talked about quite a bit. Um,
Well, great, because Cleveland hasn't had rail service in 90 years.
yeah, well, Cleveland has been in a tough spot. Let's see. I'm trying
Did I
to
go-
organize all of these articles, but it's kind of a mess.
Yeah, because every like representative and state official is like, look at what we're doing.
Yeah, no, there's not really a good like completely organized list. Asheville, North Carolina to Salisbury, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina to Washington D.C., Charlotte to Atlanta, Charlotte to Kings Mountain, Fayetteville, North Carolina to Raleigh, North Carolina, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati. That's one of them. That's not it. Cleveland, Toledo, Detroit. So that is one of the corridors selected for funding. It doesn't have a name yet, but
I'd probably get one of the classic ones.
yeah,
Maybe something New York Central.
Reading, Pennsylvania to Philadelphia, Scranton, Pennsylvania to New York. Let's see, are there other Chicago?
Wait, did you say Reading to Philly?
Reading to Philly? Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. I can see the little dashed line next to Philadelphia on the map. Nashville, Chattanooga, Atlanta, and it looks like that goes all the way to. The map makes that look like it goes all the way from Memphis. It goes Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, Atlanta, and then all the way to where it meets the silver services by the looks of it.
That Wilmington? That might be.
Yeah, they're going to Wilmington, North Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah, Raleigh to Wellington, Raleigh to Winston Salem.
The thing that's unfortunate is that they're not going to my parents' hometown, which is north of Wilmington. But there's rail. It's rail served still.
Chicago, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Washington, New York. That is the Cardinal service. Oh, so they want to make the Cardinal daily, which would be an improvement. They also, by the looks of it, want to make the Sunset daily, I would assume, because this is improved service.
Yeah.
The solid blue line.
I'm surprised they aren't trying to send the Sunset all the way through to Jacksonville.
Oh God, I wish they would fix that.
Remember when that went all the way through Florida? That was great.
Remember when Hurricane Katrina knocked it out and President Bush was like, "We'll have it back in 3 months."
I was too young for that.
Yeah.
Many more than 3 months later.
But sorry. Here's the one I was looking for. Chicago, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Columbus. Chicago, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I don't know why they did the 3-letter thing there. Fort Wayne, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio to Pittsburgh. So continuation over that. That just seems like you would extend the Pennsylvanian. That seems like a no-brainer to me.
This one's going like down and right, and then hits, I guess, that city in the middle of Ohio.
Yeah.
I guess Columbus. Yeah.
And then all the way to Pittsburgh where it says Keystone.
Oh, actually, that's neat.
What?
I'm looking at the notes for the Phoenix plan. That'd be add 8 new stops which includes Sky Harbor, Tempe, Queen Creek, downtown Phoenix. You want to do stops all the way in Buckeye? Jeez.
More trains.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and here's another list of ID stuff. High-speed rail service in the Cascadia corridor. High-speed rail between Dallas and Houston. Better frequency between Chicago and Indianapolis. Um, increased connections and increased frequencies on California's conventional network. Um, restoration of services between Chicago and Seattle through rural communities in North Dakota and Montana that are currently not served by passenger rail. That is a lot
Read
of
as all of them.
that is a lot of words for North Coast Hiawatha.
Yeah,
I like
it's,
to see. I'm curious to see what the high speed rail. So I'm assuming. So like I know CHSR and Brightline West are listed separately.
Mhm.
So that leads me to believe that the red dotted lines that are not those are public, like state or federal sponsored projects.
I assume that I would assume that these are items that they want that the FRA is looking at more
Because
directly.
I'm curious to see what the high speed rail, like the Atlanta to Charlotte.
So number number
Yeah.
4 here is the video for proposed high-speed rail line connecting Charlotte and Atlanta. It kind of
If
annoys
you-
me that the only picture that anyone has for high-speed rail anymore is just Brightline.
I just
Yeah.
realized there's a proposal for high-speed rail in Washington.
Yeah.
That's the Cascade
Yeah.
one that Ellis was talking about. But I wonder, like,
If
is it going to be like Michigan's high speed rail, like the Michigan line?
probably going to be something like Michigan because it's a good corridor for Amtrak. You have a lot of ridership
But it
between.
looks like these are separate it looks like these are separately. Like it looks like the infrastructure would be different according, like, because look at the one in Texas.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Um,
like it's two corridors going to the same place. So I wonder if they're going to be like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is it going to be like California high speed rail where they're like, rebuilding, like building their own infrastructure completely, or is it going to be like Michigan where they're just speeding up the trains on faster track?
I feel like the one in the southeast in particular, it looks like it would be a new infrastructure sort of thing because it's not overlaid on top of the existing Cardinal run, which already connects those two places.
Yeah, and
if you look on the Connect Us site, you might find more info.
I looked
It
through
is-
WashDOT's construction planning thing, and I post that in the chat. And
Ultra high.
seems they want to aim for 220 mile per hour rail.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Good luck. In fucking Washington, in all those
Yeah, my
places
question
they
is where
want
they're
to
going
go
to
through,
put
no way.
that.
Yeah, just in the
Yeah.
fjords. Just
Have you seen Seattle?
they're gonna hang it from balloons. It's gonna look like BioShock Infinite.
That might be the only way to get it in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the issue isn't high speed in the middle of downtown. At the end of the day, you can have it even hop off onto conventional rail because I mean,
Yeah.
we know that anything they build for HSR is going to end up having to conform to the same FRA crashworthiness that everything else is. I have no doubt about that.
Give me my 10 million ton high speed train.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
They're gonna be made like tanks.
They're going to run after the apocalypse. The only thing.
We're gonna actually. What's going to be amazing is when it hits a flatbed truck. You'll see it. You'll see it really
Oh,
fly.
No.
Yeah.
The free bird.
I gotta say though, I'm really excited for the new North Coast Hiawatha. I like taking the Empire Builder already, but it's just not you don't go anywhere. You get there quickly, sure, but you just don't go anywhere through Montana. You go through all the backwater towns that the Great Northern propped up. Like they're all named after people in the Great Northern, just towns that were already there. So the only like big names you get are, I think, Sandpoint, of course, the ones in Washington. I guess Troy. You go through Whitefish, which is such, which you're gonna get all your people who want to go to Glacier Park, and then it's just kind of everybody's going to Chicago or like
Yeah.
Bismarck or whatever the town is over there in North Dakota
You know,
that it stops in.
you know the thing that gets me
Far
about
off.
this map, though? What makes me curious about the FRA study and why I really need somebody... I know we're the news program, but we're not doing a very good job of it. I really need somebody to, like, distill this thing down for me.
I need an Ellen Fisher video now.
Yeah. It's interesting how little of this is long distance stuff, because this is it. You know, they were talking about the whole long distance study, and this seems like not that. You know, and maybe I'm confused because there are admittedly a lot of irons in the fire right now, with regard to various passenger rail studies and expansions and proposed extensions, like more than certainly that have ever been in our lifetime.
Well, I mean, just look at the Northeast Corridor stuff. I mean, they like historic investment in that alone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the regional study and the long distance study are two very different ones because Amtrak still has the proposal out for their new bi-levels.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking about like that 200-page slideshow that we had on here a couple of months ago, looking through the city pairs and like building corridors out of that. And I was just surprised that basically the thing that's throwing me off is the North Coast Hiawatha, because otherwise this seems like all, you know, enhancement, small things, corridor ID, you know, little things that they can pitch to the states and say like, hey, we should do this together. But then the Hiawatha's on there, and the upgrading of the 3 times a week trains, and the Cardinal getting the extension, which is a little less weird, but also again it's a mix, and I didn't expect a mix.
Yeah, here's the thing that gets me as well, Ellis, is looking on the Connecta site, Phoenix to Tucson section, a little further west, they want to do 3 trains a day on there.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to get the line west to LA. They don't want to go from Maricopa anymore. The other thing that they want to do as well in the area is that Cheyenne to Pueblo, right? Which seems like it's going to be just a quarter run. And they haven't moved the Chief to Pueblo, which you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
One of the ideas that they had with the long distance study was to have the line Phoenix to Flag to connect the Chief and the Limited. And then you had that north-south run from Pueblo going up that connected all your long distance ones about halfway through, which makes it a lot more convenient than for somebody like myself going from Maricopa to LA onto something that gets me up to Seattle or Portland or whatever to take the Empire Builder east if I wanted to go somewhere in Montana or Minnesota.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
even,
you know
But they've got
even if you wanted to go to like Denver.
That's the biggest thing for me. Like every time I wanted to go visit somebody in like Minneapolis, and if I was in Michigan, I had to take the Empire Builder, and it has awful times getting into Minneapolis. You're either there early in the morning or you're leaving at midnight. Even here up in Spokane, you're leaving like at past 1 a.m. or midnight, and it's stupid. I get it, but like, damn.
It's not just the timings, it's the fact that I basically have to go halfway around the country, like do a loop of the country to get to like Haver or somewhere else in Montana.
I wanted to take the train to DC, but it's just not possible. Not in a reasonable time frame.
Oh yeah, you'd have to get into Chicago and then get on the Capital Punishment.
Yeah, exactly. Which, you know, okay, but no. I don't want to.
Yeah, Northern, I don't know what locale you're in, and you don't have to dox yourself if you don't want to, but I am curious about your, you know, if any of these would affect you.
The only Amtrak stop we have here in Idaho is Sandpoint. That is it.
I mean, the corridor between Dallas and Houston would affect me.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, it's
the
so
North Coast,
I don't have a lot of say in this game.
the North Coast Hiawatha will probably add another stop in Sandpoint, which will be good, and probably another one in Spokane, which will also be good. My only stops right now are those two. Those are the two closest, and I would like it if they were at a more reasonable time. I understand that they're not, but also like if the North Coast Hiawatha comes around, right, I can have the option to take a different train going to places I actually want to go in Montana.
Gotcha. Yeah.
which is like because again, you can actually stop in places like Butte or Missoula, or I don't know, like Deer Lodge or something. Some place, the places you don't go unless you take the southern route, like you're going to a state park.
Regarding
Yeah.
Texas, it's interesting to see that overlaid high-speed and conventional rail corridors, because it does seem like something which is almost unheard of in the U.S., which is having separate local and express services instead of just like, here, have trains, suck it up, it's going to stop 35 times before you get to your destination.
I think Amtrak is also
Yeah.
kind of counting on something most of Texas incoming, and that project going bankrupt.
Yeah, well, they want to what's the word?
They at least want to like put their name on that.
They
Right?
want to assimilate
Consume-
that. Yeah, assimilate is the
Yeah.
word I was looking for. They want that project.
Oh yeah, might actually get finished if there's federal funding behind it.
Exactly.
Well, it would also get finished if they weren't accused of not being a railroad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just the difference
You
of
know,
being the government of Texas fighting your existence is easier to weather if you are also the federal government.
Yeah.
you just slap them like, no, we are trained.
Anyway, so that's the Amtrak of the future potentially. Northern, you're
Hopefully.
welcome to talk about the Amtrak of right now.
So Amtrak is reporting it's for the holiday season. It's actually over pre-pandemic levels, up to 15%,
Wow.
which is kind of impressive. Overall, it has noted that a lot of its current services are operating at maximum capacity, or they're very close to that capacity, especially in
No way.
Michigan, where they recently lost a train to Freebird.
Yeah, among all of the other wreckage of Amtrak trains in the last handful of years, I can't like. I am staggered that they continue to exist and that the trains haven't withered away to nothing with all of the superliner losses, all of the engine issues. You know,
They got a hell of a maintenance team. I'll say that.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I love those little repaired in Beech Grove signs. I've seen them in so many superliners, and it's just awesome to see. I'm
Yeah,
also
I'll
going
give Beech-
to mourn the loss of every single superliner on Amtrak.
I would give Beech Grove credit; they certainly keep the superliners in action somehow.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
the repaired in Beech Grove sign might as well be a has eaten dirt sign.
yeah.
Well, it's like the people who are just taking apart the Acellas to put them on more Acellas.
True.
Yeah. So, in a few places, Amtrak is actually looking to expand service. In the Northeast Corridor, they are adding another Acela round trip, which is good, but on the contrary, they are raising prices for those trips as an attempt to decrease the service capacity, which is... I see what you're going for, but just sell out.
Yeah,
I think they're trying because of the Avelia, right?
I think man, the
No, I
Avelias
think
are a
they
different
just pushed-
problem.
I think they're just pushing one of the Acela sets to do an extra round trip a day, which... Godspeed to those poor train sets.
You know
Yeah,
what? Fair. Yeah.
they've been in it. They've been dealing with it. We've talked about this at length before, but Amtrak needing to get the Avelias in service as soon as they can, being stymied
Mhm.
by
Yesterday.
Alstom Bombardier, just like
Just crumbling. They're
yeah,
having
just,
a time.
just eating dirt, you know.
Yeah.
They're ES&D.
According to a graphic, apparently, Amtrak sold out more train sets than they actually had on one of the travel days.
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
On an
So the-
Acela or just like on a regular train?
Doesn't specify, but apparently they had 10 Acela train sets, but they sold 12 trains.
Oh
So-
no.
Ah,
I
Yeah,
don't know.
they're not-
I wonder what you do then.
suffering from success.
Yeah,
you throw in a bunch of Amfleets and tell them good luck.
yeah. You need to borrow some. Hey, NJT, can we have something?
Yeah, you just run an
Hey,
express.
Vert, we need a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And meanwhile, on
shoot,
the other
this-
coast in Washington, they're adding another Cascade round trip to bring it up to a total of 12 Cascades and 2 Coast Starlight trains every day between Portland and Seattle.
the
I said Portland and Chicago.
I wish. That's the fact that they're able to. That's another thing that's stymieing them. They've had to supplant the loss of the Talgos in the Cascades, and
Yeah.
I bet that service sucks up a lot of rolling stock and equipment.
Why did they end up
Yeah.
retiring those anyway? Just old?
Because
Yeah.
they are old and they needed a waiver to operate because they were not FRA spec. They
Yeah,
couldn't
they got
take
rid
the
of the
ramp.
Talgo 6, but they have the Talgo 8 in operation now.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure they just got rid of the 6 because they were ancient.
I mean the wreck, the Point Defiance wreck certainly didn't do much
Yeah.
for the PR look of the Cascades service.
No. I actually think
That's true.
I think that train is back in operation already. Oh no, it was scrapped.
Yeah, no, that
It was one of the
Ugh.
first rail months with the Chargers too, wasn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
It didn't help either.
No, it was a real rough start. The Point Defiance bypass is reopened,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
Yeah, it's been open. Let me go double check.
I'm glad that they got it, got it sorted, and that they got it reopened, and that it's working out for them. But
Tyler?
it was a rough start.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, it is still not in operation.
it looks like it is.
Alright.
I'm
Tyler,
looking.
why
At,
did
I'm
you
looking
find
at the
this?
Amtracker, and it looks like it is.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I'll follow. Don't look at the Amtracker, by the way. Don't spoil it. I could follow this train that's heading to Eugene and see which path it takes.
Yeah,
What do you say?
yeah. Oh, it is open. Yeah. The article is just being a bit weird, so it is open. Okay.
Understandable.
They want to cut it to 2:30? How?
What? 2 hours 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Gas,
How?
gas, gas.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours and 30 at the moment.
Oh my god. I don't know how there's got to be something there then. They've got to have some slow zones.
Well, they figured out how fast you couldn't go, so now they just have to pull it back a little bit and save
Yeah.
some time.
Amtrak has some sort of magic in the Cascades, clearly.
After
They're like,
you,
okay, well, that's too fast. All right, how much faster can we actually go?
you pause Freebird until you get over the bridge.
Don't gun
Well,
it.
the bridge wasn't the
Simply.
problem; the curb was.
That's true. Anyway, all right. If that's it's going to be interesting to follow all of this shenaniganry. It's going to be interesting to see how these new routes stack up, which ones get funded, how quickly that happens. We'll be looking at, more than likely, we will be looking at the fallout from these studies for the next many years, couple of decades at least, I would imagine, especially with the high-speed rail projects that are on the table. So it's going to be interesting to look at if one of these routes is in or near your hometown. Feel free to lean on your congressional representatives to make this thing a reality, and your state reps and everybody else in your local government. And
20 to 30 more years? LMAO, what a waste of money. Either you put something there or not. Stop wasting money.
yeah. No, you know what? If you work on it for 29 years and give up, you've actually just you've done nothing. There's nothing there. Anyway. So, train good. So I think that wraps up this. We have to do some other things. I still haven't done the final recommendation for the change of rules to Terminus news, but I'll work on that probably when the holiday season's over. It's just been too damn busy. Before we terminate and wrap this extra long show up, which thanks everyone for sitting through it, we have to do the latest train in Amtrak. So does anybody have any guesses?
Empire Builder, eastbound.
Eastbound Empire Builder, okay.
I'll go Lakeshore Limited.
Which way?
Towards Boston.
To Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that's a good bet.
It can be. I'll tell you that much. TJ,
I'm gonna have to go with the westbound Chief.
westbound Chief. Okay. And finally, Tyler. Tyler. Tyler's dead. Tyler, your mic is off again.
Tyler died in the Great Tyler War.
The great.
Westbound Sunset, he said.
Okay, westbound
Uh,
Sunset. All right, let's start with that. Westbound Sunset. Sunset Limited to Los Angeles. 27 minutes late at Deming, New Mexico.
That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. Eastbound Empire Builder. That's what you wanted, right, White Render?
Yep.
Eastbound Empire Builder is 29 minutes late at Malta, Montana.
Damn.
Doing pretty good. A lot of green on the map today. TJ, which one did you want again? What'd you say?
Westbound Chief.
Westbound Chief. Southwest Chief
All right.
to Los Angeles, 22 minutes late at Lamy, New Mexico, or 3 minutes early at Princeton, Illinois.
Wow.
The Lakeshore Limited has broken off into its sections, so we do have the Boston section on the map. The Boston section is 1 hour and 57 minutes late, and that is the latest train on Amtrak. Did you peek, Northern?
No.
No? Sus. No one ever gets that right. But no, as far as I can tell, that is the latest train on Amtrak. 1 hour, 57
Is it?
minutes late.
I just guessed the Lakeshore because I remembered it was a meme.
Yeah, no.
I should have guessed the Star Coast
The
on night,
section
whatever
to
the hell
New
it is.
York is 1 hour, 27 minutes late. There is a regional that's an hour 39. There's the Crescent. Oh, wait, hold on. No, the Silver Meteor is an hour 31. Crescent is an hour 16. Let's check Canada really quick. Canadian is 1 hour
Canadian is-
38.
yeah.
2 hours and 4. Sorry, estimated 2 hours 4 minutes late at Rivers, Manitoba. But of course that doesn't count. That's not Amtrak. So congratulations, Northern. You're quite on a hot streak here.
I
This
just
episode.
guessed because it was a meme.
It's regional to Norfolk is estimated an hour and 39 minutes late to Norfolk for some reason,
What happened there?
even though it's only 2 minutes late right now.
That's probably been stopped for a long time. Is it moving currently?
Nope.
That'll be why. It either broke down or got sidelined. Anyway,
It's so close to Norfolk. God, I'd be so pissed.
yeah, you get out and walk.
Literally, they're like
Yeah.
they're around the corner.
Oops.
I'd be like, give me a bus. If I'm gonna sit here for an hour and 30 minutes, get me a bus.
All right, let's wrap this show up. Time to terminate. Oh, sorry, ZT Loco versus. I forgot to write down the. Whatever. Forgot to write this down. Bender 1. Or, sorry, Bender 1. Northern 1.
I wish.
Bender almost won.
84 to 83.
Damn good.
That was intense, yeah.
I think you've got something in it. You definitely shouldn't retire. But let's hear your termination.
I have 100% win rate in Okudome. Time to retire in victory.
Yes. Good idea.
Yeah.
All right, Bender.
Oh, my termination?
Yes. What's your termination? I know what mine is.
Restore it and run it on the main line. Don't let memes be dreams.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
There, I wrote that all out for you. TJ, or sorry, Tyler's next.
Insert link.
Tyler,
Mary Chrysler
why are you so loud now?
did my great. I love
you're good.
when things going. But yeah, Mary Chrysler.
All right. And TJ.
Um. Mm, gonna have to shout out our friend John Oliver.
Oh no, I'm surprised that didn't get posted 17 times in Terminus news.
He actually made a pretty good video about freight trains. It was good. It was interesting. I know Tyler was expecting the Civil War breaks to come up, but they didn't, which was nice. Made fun of Thomas, made fun of Ringo Starr a little bit. Overall, good watch. Also, a lot of really cool production value went into making it too.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a watch. I still haven't. Let me paste this because now it's the video link and it's gonna act up. All right, there we go. And as for my part, I just want to highlight the bull that was walking around New Jersey Transit tracks after escaping from a slaughterhouse near or in Newark somewhere. It's just a completely bizarre situation. And I hope that I don't care about the reality of the situation. I hope that bull made it out free and is now like traipsing across the sprawling the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, I guess.
I hope he gets across the river and goes into New York, and then he has a funny little moment where he looks at the bull on Wall Street, and he's like, "Whoa, that looks like me."
Yeah, this is what we're saying is this is going to be a Pixar movie next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, actually, we're
Like
gonna mandate
DreamWorks.
that Illumination Entertainment
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
it.
yeah. I was gonna correct myself. It's not good enough for Pixar. All right, that's it. That's the terminations. We're done here. Thank you all for coming. We've had a long episode.
Have a good evening.
It's been
I was going to bet the Empire Builder, then Bender did, so I just went for the other meme.
Usually the eastbound
Oh
is
my
late
God.
as shit sometimes.
Yeah, I remember my experience on the eastbound. We got in, like, I think it was 6 hours late?
Oh,
Yeah, it'd be like